You got it locked on Roadium Radio.
Due to circumstances beyond anyone's control, Dr. Dre is in the motherfucking house. So right about now, and I say, yo Steve, are you with me? ICE, are you with me?
Here's a little something about a nigga like me that never should've let me buy a tape from Steve. Ice Cube would like to play dope shit mixed by Dr. Dre. And since I was a youth, I like COMPTON. Now I like the motherfucking Roadium. Buying a tape or two, that's what the hell I do. You don't like Tony A? Well, fuck you, this is a game, and I'm in it. Ice Cube will fuck you up in a minute with a right, left, right, making you sick. And then you see Tony A is on the mix.
Tony A! Tony A! When you're ready, go.
And welcome back, everyone, to episode 205. Hopefully that's the right episode, because sometimes I forget. I always got to ask my man behind the board, what episode is it? Because I have so much going through my mind. But other than that, just a few minor announcements before I introduce one of my very special guests of the night. Once again, submit your music to roadiumradio@gmail.com. I already pretty much filled up all of November's schedule. I started with one today for December. I try to stay at least a month and a half ahead of time. So when you send me your music, always expect that it's going to be about a month and a half wait. Okay, unless for some reason you were one of the first and somebody cancels, then I will call you and say, hey, you want to come in tomorrow. I tried not to do that. I like to give people, at least a week or so or ahead of time, but when somebody cancels, I like to try to call, see who's available. Other than that, once again, submit your music at roadiumradio@gmail.com. Submit it with music, submit it with videos, with the bio. People are constantly DMing me, how do I submit my music? I say it here at the beginning of the show, during the show, and after the show, but for some reason, you guys still DM me. I don't click on any links, so do not DM me or inbox me on Instagram or on Facebook. Send them all to roadiumradio@gmail.com. And for those of you guys that are asking me about mixtapes, or because my website is not up, it's under construction, just DM me, okay? And if you guys want mixtapes, I'll ship them out to you. Some of you have asked me, Tony, I haven't gotten my Mr. D mixtape or Mr. D CD. Everything has been mailed out weeks ago. If you have proof that you purchased it, please DM me or email me a proof of your purchase, and I will send you a tracking number, okay? Somebody just got theirs today, and they ordered it almost a month ago. For some reason, I don't know why the post office is backed up, but other than that, we'll get to it. Once again, I posted up on my page, on my Facebook, and on my YouTube community that if you guys want to buy an ad, if you guys want to promote your business, you guys want to promote your clothing line, you guys want to promote your OnlyFans page, your music, your album, hit me up and we'll sell you ad space here on roadiumradio@gmail.com, especially since we got some big names coming in early November, and you guys are not going to be disappointed. So without further ado, please allow me to introduce my very special guest from Fort Worth, Texas. He flew in just for this. Smoothvega.
What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Smoothvega. I know people are probably wondering who in the hell is Smoothvega. Okay, but now I'll tell you what, because we're gonna start off hot. Okay, right. Just in a nutshell, because eventually we'll unravel who and what has Smoothvega done, throughout this interview. In a nutshell, who is Smoothvega?
Well, hold on. Before I answer the question, I gotta say, I appreciate you letting me get on the show, man. I've been telling you this for quite some time, man. In regards to what you're doing, man, you're doing sensational work with the show, man. I mean, I think this is so important for our culture. And I've told you numerous times on off record, that, like, for me, more than anything, like, we don't have enough, like, storytellers that really like know how to tell our stories. And I'm not talking about fucking like make believe Harry Potter bullshit. I'm talking about like taking our stories and crafting them, and you're doing a fantastic job. So I appreciate you on behalf, I'm sure, of your audience as well.
Thank you.
Really, really appreciate what you're doing. And I actually brought you a gift. So before I get started, I got to give you a gift.
Oh,
man.
for reals?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, shit.
So this is my way of giving you flowers.
Okay.
I know you fuck with the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's going to fit you because I know you told me you wear double X, but I want you to pull this out because I think you're really going to appreciate that.
It's extra large, but it'll make me look buff.
Look at that.
Hell yeah.
You see that? America's team. You already know Dallas Cowboys right there. You know what I mean?
Nah, I mean. So, for all you haters, I'll tell you guys later on once I'm a little tipsy where you guys can go with that. But anyways, but you know what? You know what I appreciate from you, man? Come Sunday, you're always texting me Cowboys. And I'm like, hell yeah, Cowboys. But now.
To answer the question.
Yes.
I think in a nutshell now, I started as a recording artist, transitioned into being a promoter.
Yes.
Doing artist management, but I also, honestly, I wear a lot of hats. So I think to kind of sum it up, I operate in a sense like a label and a music executive, but truth be told, I'm an entrepreneur. And that's really the way I word it. I know it's kind of like a bold thing to say,
right?
But I have my hand in so many different things, and obviously, you know this from now knowing me for a while. Like I've brought new people, and you've always opened your doors for us.
Yes.
So that's kind of a lot of what I do. But it all started with the music.
Well, for me, it's humbling that you would have heard of me, and you being all the way out there in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah.
For me, like I always say this, I didn't think I would be on any more than maybe 2-3 months. And I've had people from Fort Worth. I've had people from Dallas. I've had people from Houston, from Colorado, from Las Vegas, Arizona, Stockton, Atlanta, New York, all fly out within 200 episodes and have been a part of Roadium Radio. So that's one thing that I truly, truly appreciate to everyone that's come out, like yourself, that has come out with XB, your artist, XB Valentine, whom is here. And I'm thankful she's here. The door is always open for her as well, whom I believe is a rising star. And I think more people need to pay attention right now before she blows the fuck up, because after she blows up, she probably won't be reachable anymore.
Only interviews with Roadium.
Yes.
Yes. No, but it goes back to what I was telling you. Like, it just shows how rare what it is that you're doing really is, because obviously I do interviews as well.
Yes.
And it's so important for me to highlight, our culture, because to be quite honest with you, there's really nobody doing it. And,
right.
And, the breakfast clubs and the drink champs, I mean, I get that they have their niches and everything, but they're not telling our stories. And you're telling our stories. So it's appreciated, and that's why I flew in. I mean, to be honest with you, we set up other stuff around the trip, but the trip was so I could come out here. So.
I wanted to ask you something. I know the drink champs. Are they out in Miami, if I'm correct?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. It's funny. I think his name is DJ...
EFN.
EFN. I was FM, but EFN. For some reason, he must have heard of me because he started following me the other day.
Oh, that's dope.
You know, and I just like, wow, this guy, maybe one day I might get invited over there and tell our story.
Yeah, absolutely.
But okay, now, I know you say you interview people, okay? And I watched a lot of your interviews. My thing, would you consider yourself a podcaster, or how would you title yourself doing interviews?
Man, to be honest with you, man, it was kind of weird how I even got into it. I started podcasting.
Okay.
Obviously from the promoter world, I work with Joe Budden, and he went on to become a very successful podcaster. So I kept a really good relationship with his management team, and we did some stuff where we did a master class. And what we did was basically teach a group of aspiring podcasters what it takes to be a successful podcaster. And within that, the wheel started turning, and the guy that was there, his name was Maul. He's not on the podcast anymore. He's one of the personalities that was on the show. He's like, man, you really need to get into podcasting. You got relationships, you know how to speak, and I was like, man, I don't know if I really want to do this, because the level of commitment that it takes to have a successful show.
Yes.
And then especially when you're a guest-driven show, you know how many people come, flake, and they fucking play with your time, to be honest with you. And I just didn't really want to do it. But I ended up doing it. And for me, the reason why I started my platform was probably different than why you started your platform. My platform was started off of the fact that when I would book concerts, and I was booking a lot of artists, I would always give the interview to the media, to the newspapers, to print media, to other bloggers. And what would happen was that they would get the interviews. It didn't matter who it was. And they would take the interview, they would publish the interview, but then they wouldn't give credit to the person that got them the interview.
Yes.
And in this case, because I'm doing an event, at very least redirect them to my show, because, you know, they're not looking at it the way that I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it like, yo, that's a $30,000 interview because I'm spending $30,000 for this artist to come into town.
Exactly.
And you're getting access to the interview because, why? Just so I could say we're friends? Like, fuck that. After a while, I started realizing, like, nah, you know what? I'm going to take this and I'm going to build my own platform off of what it is that I, you know, with my resources. And that's how I started doing the show.
Okay, really quick, give people the name of your YouTube because I'm gonna want them to go, not only subscribe, comment, like, and share, but give them the name because I'm gonna ask you a very hot question right now.
Yeah.
So what's the name of your YouTube?
It's Premier Live TV. So it's PREMIER Live TV. You can look it up, Premier Live TV. So.
Premier Live TV. Now, if they're following you because your Instagram is up on the screen, is there any way that can lead them from your bio?
Not from my bio, but if you look up the show Nothing Beats Experience, because my show's called Nothing Beats Experience, it's really more in depth, you know, storytelling, like kind of what we talk about.
Okay.
And if you go in there, then you'll be able to see all the interviews and everything that I've done.
Okay. Because recently, me and you had a long conversation. You interviewed, out of all people, SPM.
Correct.
And now, first of all, before we get into the interview itself, how did you get in contact with him as far as to ask him for an interview?
So when I first started podcasting in 2019, like I was only doing audio. So I wasn't doing video. I wasn't doing anything else. I was kind of learning it. Around that time, the end of 2018, going into 2019, he was working on an event back in Houston. And his sister had reached out to me because they had wanted to book an artist. And because I'm a promoter that's really resourceful, they were looking to book a specific artist that they knew I had access to. So I first started having conversations with him then. I brokered a deal to get an artist on that event that he held. And
he held an event from jail?
He actually has an annual event that he does that he's behind, that he orchestrates from behind jail, that his team runs. And so I basically brokered the talent that was booked for the show, but I wasn't involved with the show. And so I asked for the interview then. Once I started interviewing, it fell on deaf ears. Like nobody was, they were just, you know how it goes, man. Nobody's returning. It was their way of saying we don't want to fucking do it, or they weren't taking me serious. So then what ultimately ended up happening was I was having a hot streak with some high profile interviews. And a gentleman by the name of Andy Yola, shout out to Andy Yola, who works with him now, reached out to me and said, hey, man, like...
Works with who now?
He works with SPM now.
Okay.
He was asking me, he's like, man, whatever I can do to help, just be involved. I got artists, I want to work them through some of your events. Let me know. I said, I want an SPM interview. I told him that I initiated that because I had been wanting to get it for various reasons and to kind of ask him the questions that me and you discussed off, whenever me and you talked. And that's how it came about, and he made it happen, and he got SPM on the phone, and SPM remembered me from the conversations that we had already previously had, and then that we set it up, and I interviewed him. Okay.
Now, for people that may not know, because maybe these concerts or these events are held in Houston?
Oh, that SPM does?
Yes.
Yes, he does them in Houston.
Okay, and now, again, for the people that may not know, are they successful? Like,
believe it or not, the first one that I brokered the talent for, it was cool. It was a success by, I'm sure by their expectations, but from what I've seen, it is growing, and he's doing. It's called the Day of Unity Fest, believe it or not, and so the second event, from what I saw, was successful.
Okay,
and I think they're working on the third event, which is coming up. But yeah, I interviewed him, and that's what kind of, and I kind of used that as an angle for the interview as well.
Okay.
We're like, hey, we could talk about it, but I had my own personal questions that I had, and because, I take journalism very serious. Like, one thing about, even getting on your platform today, the reason why I was so excited is because I know me and you can have a conversation on a higher level.
Yes.
And hopefully your audience can really comprehend what we're about to talk about. But in this case with SPM, I wanted to have this conversation because I'm coming off of an interview with Selena's husband at that time, high viewership. I got all these new subscribers. I want to do something that nobody else is doing at that time. So I did it, and believe me, I caught heat for doing it. You know, I mean, of course, there's people that this guy's polarizing. You know, you either really like him or you really don't like him, and I told him that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I told him that as soon as we started the interview. But yeah, I mean, that was the reason why I initiated it and I wanted to do it, and because he has such a complicated legacy. You know, I felt like, let's unravel that. Let's try to unpack it. And as you heard, which we could talk about.
Yeah, I heard the interview, and I'll be honest with you. I think it's like a 42-minute video or somewhere around there.
It's longer, but I cut it because the rest of it was just a continuation of what you heard.
Yeah, and to me, I think within 15 minutes, I was just done, bro.
Yeah.
I think you got to the second question, and he just walked around there like a politician.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, for the people that may not have heard the interview, but I encourage you guys, go to his YouTube, check out the interview. And this was just recent, this year.
Yeah, it was maybe like 2 months ago, if that. Maybe a month and a half ago. It hasn't been that long.
Okay, now, do you remember the question that you asked him? Because you went right for the throat.
I said, look, man, the thing is that, you know, obviously you're very polarizing, which I stand by. And I just mentioned that to you right now. I think I went straight to, there's two, you got to understand, there's two people here. You have SPM, the artist, and you have Carlos Coy, the person. For all the things that are great SPM, right? Because, you know, we talk about Cali culture, Texas culture. I know that some people might not understand from California how important and impactful he is to Texas, but he is that in Texas, truth be told, and there's no denying that. Whether I'm a fan, because I didn't grow up a fan, I can acknowledge this guy in a lot of ways is the standard, you know, when it comes to Hispanic, Latin hip-hop. I said, man, for all the things that are great here, because he's so influential, he's played a part in a lot of artists breaking and creating a living for these guys. A lot of these guys that went to go have careers are basically people that are offsprings of his movement.
Right.
You have this fucking person that, let's be honest, a lot of people have a lot of negative stuff to say about it. To that you say what? And he gave me a 10-minute answer that had nothing to do with the question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think somewhere in there, I heard him say like that he felt untouchable. You know, there was a point in time where he felt untouchable. I think he mentioned like a year, like 97 or 98. He gave me like a time frame where he's like, I felt untouchable. So I took that question and that answer and I said, okay, well, seeing that you felt untouchable in this time frame, did that bleed into your personal life? Because now I'm trying to redirect it into the career versus the person. Because they're two different people. They're still the same person, but but you know what I mean. Like you're praised as an artist.
Yes.
Your body of work is here, but the person it doesn't equate. And as soon as he gave me the answer to the second question, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get that conversation out of him, or maybe he wasn't registering it.
Okay. For an example, this is just my opinion. The court already decided his fate.
Correct.
And he's what, 20 years now or 19 years?
He's been in there quite a while.
Okay. I don't know him, so I'm not going to try to speak on that. I know there's been other podcasts, or we have his paperwork, cool, whatever. I don't listen to that. But my thing is this. I know there are people that really, truly, truly, truly believe that he's innocent, that he was framed, he was set up, whatever, okay? They believe that for a reason, okay? Maybe because they just love him and they just don't want to see the truth, or I don't know. I'm not going to try to slander his name. The court's already decided what they did with him. My thing is this, that if I spoke to you and you asked me, you know, that personal question, I will sit there and tell you the truth, because to me, an innocent man has nothing to hide.
Correct.
Well, I would just tell you the same thing that I would tell the court. You know, if I feel that I was being set up, guess what? I'm being set up, man. And I can prove it. They just chose not to listen to me, or maybe I didn't have a right defense attorney or whatever. But my story would not have changed. If you had told me, Tony, did you do it? Well, you know, I think I'm one of the greatest producers ever out there.
Yeah, I would say.
You know, to me, bro, that's not even what I even asked.
You know, and I think for me, whenever I was having the conversation, I was being mindful of how I wanted to direct the conversation. Because like, I had an idea of how I wanted to craft the interview and really tell the story. And as soon as I kind of hit that roadblock and I realized, oh, this guy's not going to give me nothing.
Right.
As far as that is concerned, I realized maybe I should have been a little bit more ballsy and just straight to the point, like, hey, did you do this? But I wanted to be mindful of the time and respectful of the fact that he is in jail and he's giving me the interview. And he wasn't the first jail interview I've done. So I know a lot of times, like, when people are on the phone, like, it's a little difficult for them to get all their shit off.
Right.
And so, yeah, anyways, that's kind of where that conversation went. And after that, I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to get what I want out of it. I'm just going to, have the conversation. I'm going to just press record and then let the public decide what they choose to decide from that.
Right.
Because I got a lot of people calling me like, hey, man, like, this guy came off pretty narcissistic, very, very full of himself. And I could see that perspective. And for me, being completely unbiased, like, I have no connection to him, because I don't like doing shit for clickbait because people want to talk about ethical and non-ethical and what's morally correct and morally incorrect. Like, hey, you're interviewing a child molester. That's what I was getting from people. And I'm like, look, I get what you're saying and I understand it. And I'm not disagreeing with your perspective, but my perspective as a journalist, like, this is somebody that has history that's still, for better or worse, intriguing. People still want to hear the story. People still want to, even though you're not a fan, you still clicked and you heard it. Like, this is interesting content. And so, I mean, it's no different than me doing an interview. I interviewed one of the guys from the Tiger King series. And the guy that I interviewed is actually a friend of mine because he owned a club in Fort Worth, and he's the guy that snitched on Joe Exotic or whatever the fuck. Oh, and people were like, oh, he's a fucking rat. People were leaving me comments on my shit. I'm like, first of all, I know the guy, but this is such a big story right now. It's so prominent. People just want to hear it, and
See, you're doing the job of a journalist. Look, let me say this. Only Raza gets this type of fucking heat, and I hope people are fucking listening. Because if it was fucking Barbara Walters interviewing SPM, all you same motherfuckers that are talking shit will be glued to that motherfucking TV.
Correct.
If it was Larry King interviewing SPM, all you same motherfuckers would be right there glued watching. You guys were not going to email Larry King say, oh, you're interviewing a fucking rata, you're interviewing a fucking child. No, but only when Raza does it, we get called upon it. And to me, that's somewhat unfair because what if you just were, I've known a guy in the news that was a Latino. He interviewed a guy named Jim Jones that killed all the fucking people in Guyana. And he interviewed some other pastor dude that's telling his followers that he's God.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's got any death threats. So I just think we just need to fucking calm the fuck down. Now somebody asked me, would you ever interview SPM? As a matter of fact, it was somebody that was part of his family. And I said, no, I can't. Yeah. I just said I wouldn't. I wouldn't sit down with them. I wouldn't sit down with Tekashi either. Now, Tony, would you like to? I would just have one thing to say to SPM if I sat across from him. You got 1,000 people watching right now. 1,000 people are your fans. They want to believe in you. You haven't addressed it. You believe you're innocent. Convince them. What would you say to them?
Correct.
Now, if he said, well, when I was in the studio and I was working on my album and the only other rapper that can hang with me is Eminem, that's it.
But I think it's interesting because I think my perspective, my position is different. Being from Texas and being right. Because I think this is something you asked GT Garza. Whenever GT Garza came, you're like, what is it about SPM in specific that made him who he was in Texas?
Go ahead.
And in my opinion, I can answer that fluently and easy. In my opinion, he was the right person at that right time to fill a void that wasn't being filled, which is essentially what GT said.
Right.
But not only is it that, it's the fact that he was so easy to digest. Like, he was an artist that wasn't complex. I know he may think that he had multi-syllable wordplays. To be honest with you, he was, from a musicality standpoint, because, me and you, we're hip-hop heads. So yes. we respect lyricism. We respect the craft of actually being a fucking verbal assassin on the mic and knowing what it is to fucking have multi-syllable rhyme patterns and all that. He's average when it comes to that. But a lot of people that were Hispanic coming out of Texas weren't even that. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but from a branding perspective, I think his name really, really played a huge, massive part into wanting to root for someone like him at that time because he was so easy to identify with. It's like South Park Mexican. And look, I don't know if you saw the trailer. So they have a new movie coming out. It's called Meet the Ricardos. It's a biopic on Lucille Ball and
yes, I've heard
Desi
of it.
Arnaz. I just saw the trailer this morning, and it was so crazy because it made me think of my mother. And my mother, she plays such a big part in my role in the way I approach my career and my life. But she was a big I Love Lucy fan, as many of our parents that were first generation, immigrants that came over to, give us the first generation of Mexican Americans life or whatever. It took me to this very moment to realize the reason my mom was so in love with I Love Lucy, aside from the fact that it was funny, right, was the fact that Desi Arnaz was the closest thing that we had in terms of representation in her era.
Yes.
On TV. This guy was the only thing that looked like us, that even remotely sounded like us, and he wasn't even Mexican.
Yeah.
But we fucking identified with him.
We supported him.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of that was with SPM. Like, he was the first, and he came at a time when nobody else was doing it, so he just came in and.
That's a great point.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great analogy right there.
Look, had GT Garza come into that time frame, I honestly think GT Garza, because from a skill standpoint, I happen to think GT's levels.
Of course.
I
believe the same thing. And not to put anybody down, but let me tell you what I think. Because, and this is not to diss anybody, just my opinion. Because, of course, some weenie's going to be out there, Tony's talking shit. No, just my opinion. So if you're going to quote me, I don't mind you quoting me, just don't misquote me. Just my opinion. I just thought he was an average rapper.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I think the reason why people hold him on such a pedestal when it comes to his lyrics, because at that time, like what you said, at that time when he came out, the bar was so low that when he came out, that's the one.
Yeah.
And I get it. You know what? He made his money or whatever. Sad thing is, well, I'm not going to say sad, but he's in jail.
Yeah.
I heard through Carolyn Rodriguez, I don't know if it's still his wife or not, but when I interviewed her here, that he was looking at parole or something like that, 2024.
Correct.
Did he talk to you about that at all?
He mentioned it, but I don't ever believe people when they tell me that I think everybody wants to believe that their time's up. But he did mention 2024. But you talk about the bar, and that's something me and you had the conversation about, which I think that still rings true today. Like, I think that the bar in general is not that high for artists. And I think a lot of times when you see certain artists have success, especially Mexican American artists, it's because they're easy to digest. They're not too hard, too complicated in terms of like the way that the public receives them, right?
Right.
You don't have to be over the top with it. And I think sometimes people try to be over the top with it. And I think the ones that have been a little bit more simplified are the ones that have a higher success rate. They're not the best by any means when it comes to rapping ability,
right,
or just the technical aspect, but it's the fact that they're easy to digest and they're ezy to identify with. And I think that's something that me and you have had conversations about, because I'm real sensitive to the fact, like, look, you just said it, where in terms of La Raza, in terms of like just being Mexican, in terms of being a platform, like in your case, that does interviews with people that are allowing us to tell our stories, and you're telling our stories for us. Why isn't it that some of these quote unquote bigger artists haven't done your platform, right? It doesn't make sense to me, because when it comes down to it, you will give these guys a better interview than anybody else can give them an interview. And I feel the same way about myself. I feel like in a lot of ways, I can give some of these guys a better interview than some of these other guys would give them an interview, but they would rather do the interview with fucking
No Jumper or Vlad.
No Jumper or Sway or whoever, right? I mean, and it's like, they're not us though, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's so crazy how these people will wave the flag and talk, culture this, culture that, we should support, fucking United We Stand. They act like we're the goddamn Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you know what I'm saying? But when push come to shove, they don't live by that. You know what I'm saying?
They don't live by that.
And it's something that I remember Chino Excel said this in a long time ago in a punchline. He said, it was like, I think he said like, Mariah Carey's only black when it's convenient, or he said some shit like that. It was like a punchline that he said playing around, right? But I feel like the reason why I mentioned that line is because I feel that a lot of people within our culture are only Mexican when it's convenient.
When it's convenient.
Like, oh, we need to drive some streams and we need to get some sales and we need to sell some tickets. We're Mexican. Let me wave the flag now.
Let me wave the flag. No,
but when you have the opportunity to pay it forward, like the way you've paid it forward, the way that you've taken your history And what you've done with this, to me, that's the reason why I'm just like, this shit is so fucking important for people to truly understand. Like, it's not lack of effort that these guys aren't on the show, because you've tried to reach out to people to be on the show. I've tried to get people on my show. It's not us. Believe me when we tell you that. It's not us.
Yes, because there's people, why hasn't this person been on there? Why hasn't this person been on there? Why hasn't this? And let me tell you, and I've talked to you about these people, and I've said, and I've been in contact with every single one of them, and these weenies just don't want to give dates. Oh, yeah, I'll fuck with you. Yeah, lock me in, but I just don't know when. I got a lot of things going on. Bro, you're probably at fucking home watching TV, smoking fucking weed.
Yeah, for sure.
You ain't doing shit, okay? So that's all I'm going to say. So a lot of times I try to get everybody the best interviews, the best artists. Sometimes, oh, who's this joker? Well, if the person that you've been requesting will get on their shit and be here, then you would be happy.
Correct.
You know? But yeah, because I get a lot of people, hey, why don't you haven't gotten this person? Why haven't you gotten? Well, you know what? I had this person and they were supposed to be here Sunday, and guess what? They fucking canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, for real? Yeah, go hit them up. You know? Then you kind of lay off my back a little bit. But I want to ask you one more. Well, I got two more people. The next one I'll ask you after the break, but this one real quick. Because this guy, you told me he's in Fort Worth, Texas, most wanted right now.
He was. You're talking about Little Vent. Yeah, Little Vent.
Little Vent.
Yeah.
Now, once again, Little Vent tried to make himself popular by dissing. Oh, he was successful at it. Dissing a guy named Peso. Mm-hmm. I think he's from Houston, correct?
Yeah, he's from Houston.
Okay. And he tried dissing a guy named Sad Boy Loco.
Correct.
Okay. And I guess he was just clowning them and doing all this shit, trying to get known. Out here, I don't want to say people thought he was really big, but he got really social media popular at one point.
Correct.
Was he ever big or popular in Fort Worth?
You know, that's very subjective, you know, because I think the term popular now is taken a different light. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like what popular used to mean to us in the 90s was, you know, selling records and selling out shows, right? And in that sense, I wouldn't consider what he did popular, but what I will say is that did he make a name for himself through YouTube and, you know, his viewership and getting his numbers up on social media? I do believe that is the case, you know, like, I'm such a skeptic now. Like, it always feels like I don't know what to believe on social media. Like, numbers. I know. Numbers can be manipulated and shit like that. And I'm not taking anything away from him because he's the first one to call people out. I know that me being from Fort Worth, outside of maybe, you know, because in Fort Worth, the biggest group out there in terms of the Latin scene is a group by the name of Immortal Soldiers, right? Okay. And they have an annual show, they've been the staple of the city in regards to the culture, right? And they did put him on a show early on in his career. So that was actually how he got on my radar, because my friend Renaissance, who's the leader of the group, he's the one who's like, yo, man, you got to check this dude out. You know what I'm saying? He's an emerging situation. Yeah. But it's just not my cup of tea.
Of course, no.
It's not my cup of tea. I'm not even talking about musically. I'm just talking about the approach. You know, me and him have never had a conversation. He's from the city. And in that sense, like, if I'm a prominent figure in the city, which I have been, and I say that respectfully and confidently, not in an arrogant way, and we've never had a conversation, it's not that you have to come and see me to be, you know, validated. But
you got to check in with you.
Yeah, but it's still like, you know, there's a reason why that hasn't happened, and probably because I don't believe that you're, you know, in that space yet. And so to answer the question, I'm not pussyfooting around it. I don't think that he was ever really big in Fort Worth, but I also, to his credit, don't think he gave a fuck to be big in Fort Worth. Okay. I think he was really just trying to do the social media stuff and really start making a name for himself. And honestly, man, I don't know what he's been up to. Like, I checked out a long time ago. You know, he was getting into some situations with some people, and, you know, when these young guys start flashing guns and flashing money, it's just too much for me. I'm 36, but I mean, to be honest with you, I kind of feel like me growing up in the 90s and being a fan of some of the shit that I grew up on, like fucking Ghetto Boys and all that. Like, I'm just not cut from that cloth. So I check out. And so once I check out, I don't even see or keep up with what the fuck you're doing. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mentioned to you that the whole thing about the most wanted list, like that was something that was brought to my attention, and people knew about it. It was.
What was he wanted for?
I want to say it was for what he was accused of. I'm not exactly sure if it was assault on a minor, sexual assault on a minor, but I know it was something in that range. But whatever it was, like it made. Yeah. It made the thing.
Now, I had a split DTV here. Okay.
Correct.
And we were talking about it, some on camera and some off camera. And I'm not going to misquote him, but I'll just kind of like tell you generally, because everything that I've shared with you guys is public knowledge. You guys can Google it. YouTube is full of information. Okay. Whether it's real or not, I'll just tell you what I heard, what I seen, what I was told. Again, don't take my word for it, but this is what I heard. So this is hearsay. That he was dissing Peso because Peso, he was calling him, you're not a real Mexican because you don't speak English. Yeah. I mean, Spanish. Okay. Correct. You don't speak Spanish. Then I saw on YouTube where Little Van actually had his mom tell Peso, you're not really Mexican because you don't speak Spanish. Like, he even got his mom involved.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Actually. Yeah. I didn't see that video.
Yeah, it's out there. Mm-hmm. Then I saw where he gets beat up. Little Van gets beat up.
Yeah, there's a few videos like that circulated of him fighting and stuff.
Yeah, him fighting, he getting his ass beat. And then he starts going in on, I guess, Sad Boy Loco. I don't know. I don't even know how that even started. Okay. So then I guess he just kept going in on people. Like, kept going in, and I saw, again, social media, you're scrolling. I saw that I believe he was just trying to get popular or famous from dissing people. Okay?
Yeah, and I do think there's a method to the madness up to a certain extent. Like, I don't think that he's doing it blindfolded in the sense that he doesn't know what he's doing.
Right.
I definitely think that there's an intent behind it. But, like for me being, like, I don't even want to say like an elder or like an OG in the city type shit. Like, I want nothing more than to see my people come up. You know what I'm saying? And as much as, I might not agree with the tactics, I might not view what he does the same way that he may view it. Like, I don't want the guy to fail purposely.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would love for the guy to succeed, but do it with dignity, do it the right way.
Right.
You don't got to do all that extra stuff because all it's going to do is you're going to catch all this heat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're someone that could speak a little bit to this more fluently is one of my partners, Louis. And he always tells me, Louis, like, man, bro never does shows. I'm like, well, how can he? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How can he do a show? Aside from whatever legality there may be, there's people that really, there's real issues going on. Like, you're really fighting people out here. Like, you're really starting drama. Like, I get it. Like, some of this shit's cool, like, for numbers, but, like, at what expense?
I know. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and one last thing before we go to break. So, again, I was out talking to Spliff and then other people that had told me about him. And Spliff was like, man, I'm shocked that you guys heard of him out here. Like, well,
I was actually really shocked when you heard of him. Like, I'm not trying to and that's not to take anything away from what he's doing.
Right.
But like, I would when you mentioned it, like, I was like, damn, bro, like, he must really be making some waves. Like, you know what I mean?
And it was more social media. I just couldn't help but to see it. Peso's this. And then somebody went and dug up after all the shit that he talked about. Somebody went and dug up, I guess, his past.
Yeah.
It got brought up that he's in his 20s, screwing around with underage girls.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, man. And I think that's that. But see, that's a very important lesson to be, like, to any young artist that might be watching or anybody that's like, just out there trying to go after this shit, man. Like, you got to understand, like, if you start putting that energy out to the world, that energy is going to come back. And everything that you did or, anything that could be brought up is going to get brought up.
Yeah.
And so you just got to be real careful with how you handle that, man. And to be honest with you, like I said, I haven't heard much from the guy since, because I know he was kind of just stirring up the pot with people. I don't see him doing it right. Maybe I don't keep up even.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But I hope that he could turn it around for his own sake, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he's a young dude, bro.
He's a young dude, and the last thing you want to see is just another guy just get, like a real situation happen as a result of this, because it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Okay, Smooth. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We're going to come right back. We can go on for hours, bro. I know we can. You know, and we're just talking about some of your interviews that you did and some of the fucking cheese, man. But I just one more guy that I want to talk about, and that is Selena's husband when you come back.
Sure, absolutely.
And then I want to get into your music. What can people expect from you and from your artists, etc.
Yeah,
so,
we'll talk about the history.
Yes. All right, everybody. Make sure you call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody, and let them know that Smooth Vega's in the motherfucking building. We'll be back 10 minutes.
Hey, how you doing? It's me, Little Easy E, Eric Wright, and a lot of you know me, know I like to smile. And to thank for my beautiful smile, I want to thank Occidental. That's Occidental in Hollywood. So check this out. For all your dental needs, be sure to come to them because they'll be there to take care of you. That's Occidental in Hollywood. Check them out.
Yeah, doggy. Yo, what's up? It's Anthony Campos, a.k.a. Big Ciche, inviting everybody to tune in and subscribe to Tony Vision, Roadium Radio with your host, Tony A. the Wizard.
What's happening? It's your boy Bobby Castro, and I'm here at Roadium Radio with the homie Tony A. the Wizard. Make sure to like, subscribe, check out the shit.
What's good, y'all? Eric Bobo from the mighty Cypress Hill, chilling right here on Roadium Radio with the homeboy Tony A. the Wizard. That's right.
Hey everybody, this is Cliff Ritchie, and I'm here on Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard.
What's cracking? It's your homie Crazy Boy, Blue Rain Music. You tuned in to Roadium Radio with the homie Tony A. the Wizard. Tune in every Wednesday and Sunday right here.
What's up, everybody? This is Dali C, the Trap Queen, and you guys are listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard. Make sure you guys tune in.
Yo, what's up? This is DJ Bobby B, and you're live with Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio.
1212 coming to you live from the Harbor area. DJ Ralph M rocking beats with my man Tony A. Rocking the SP 1200. Let's go.
Yo, what's up? This is DJ Yella coming straight out of Compton, Roadium Radio with my boy Tony A. the Wizard. Check him out.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Miss Gatis from NYC. Andamos aquí with Tony A. the Wizard at Roadium Radio. You already know how to bring that NYC love. Hey, shout out to all of you guys.
Hey, what's cracking? It's that Guilty One. You're tuned into Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard live every Sunday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Like and subscribe.
What's going on? It's Hazard. You are tuned in with Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Make sure you tune in every Sunday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yo, this is your boy Invincible, and you are watching the Roadium Radio Show with Tony A. the Wizard. Make sure you're tuned in and watching. Ooh-ah.
What's up, guys? This is Isabella Soul, and you're tuning in with Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.
What's up, guys? It's your girl J-Rox. I'm here on Roadium Radio with your host, Tony A. the Wizard. I'll make sure to tune in on Sundays and Wednesdays, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Yo, what's up? This is Jose Homicide. You hanging out at Roadium Radio, hosted by Tony A. the Wizard. Like and subscribe.
What's up with it, dog? It's West Coast Gilly on Roadium Radio with the legend Tony A. the Wizard on Tony Vision. You know what it is, West Coast to the fullest. Believe that.
What's up, everybody? This is Stefan Roy. You're listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Doughboy Tony. You're tuned into Roadium Radio with West Coast legend Tony A. the Wizard.
What up? It's your boy Lottie the G, straight out of Santa Ana, CA, and we're right here live in the mix with the West Coast legend Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio, Tony Vision on YouTube.
Yo, what's up, world? This is Cool 187, above the law in the building. And you tuned in to Roadium Radio with my man Tony A. the Wizard.
What's up, this is Darren Vegas. You're on Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard. Real West Coast hip-hop history right here.
Yo, what up? Sleepy Malo in the house, here at the Roadium Radio with my boy Tony A. the Wizard, giving us our voice back. One of the realest motherfuckers I know.
What's up, homie? Show me Frankie Quinones, a.k.a. Creeper from Cholo Fi, and you're listening to Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio. That's what's up right there.
Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's Cujo the Savage. I'm right here with Tony A. the Wizard, Roadium Radio. Everybody stay tuned, man. It's a motherfucking hit.
Yo, shout out to Roadium Radio, Tony A. the Wizard, your boy Pablo Nunez right here in the studio. Be about it, people.
¿Qué onda, muchacho? Ahí viene este miro. Kimo the Blaxican and Negrito de Los Angelitos, and you're checking out that Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard.
¿Qué hubo, Raza? This is Wicked from the Brown Side here on Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard. You know.
What up, it's your homeboy Infinite TGM, chilling with Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Make sure you guys go check that out.
What's good? It's your boy Spanky Loco, and you tuning in to Roadium Radio with that motherfucking legend, Mr. Tony A. You know what time it is, West.
Hey, what up? This is Rebello the Dome.
And this is Dominator.
And we came straight from the 805 ready to slap that motherfucking meat on your grill, bitch.
Roadium Radio, Central Coast Click.
What up?
What up with it? This your boy OG Magoo, Los Angeles Airbrush artist. Big chillin' on site with the homie Tony the Wizard on Roadium Radio. All gas, no brakes. Let's get it.
Man, you're not listening to LA Icon, man. Right here live with Tony A. the motherfucking Wizard on Roadium Radio. What's up? This is A.DA, the Spanish Fly, with that reintroduction right here on Roadium Radio with my boy, the Wizard, Tony A.
Yeah, what up? It's Spanish Fly MC, Big MOC, Mr. Most MC, on the Roadium Radio Show, baby, with Tony A, the Grand Wizard. Let's walk.
Johnny D from Spanish Fly on Roadium Radio. Your one and only Theo with the Giant Cheeto.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Trish Toledo, and I'm over here with Tony A. at Roadium Radio. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday and Sunday at 7 p.m.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Blanca. Bobby D presents Uncle Snoop's Army. Chilling right here at Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard. Make sure you tune in Wednesdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. on YouTube.
What up, West Coast and all hip-hop fans? This is your girl, Violet Brown, and I'm here with Tony A. the Wizard.
Yo, this is Daniel Jones, the D to the motherfucking G Media Clips. Here with your boy, Tony A. the Wizard on the Roadium Radio Show.
Check, 1 2 1 2. This is Roger Live, and you are in tune to the sounds of Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio, West Coast.
1, 2, 1, 2. Right about now, Eazy-E and Dr. Dre's in the motherfucking house.
Times are getting crazy, it's really hard to choose it. The Roadium's a spot to get funky, fresh music. Easy motherfucking E and my homeboy Dr. Dre. MC Ren is in effect, and you know we don't play. The Roadium is hitting, but you know you can't leave until you get a deaf-ass tape from Steve. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape.
Yeah, man, I came all the way down to the Roadium swap meet, man, to pick up one of them NWA tapes, man. And I talked to homeboy Steve down there, man, and he said I'm fresh out of tapes, man. How the fuck you fresh out of tapes, man? He said cause they selling like hotcakes and shit, man.
Got my man throwing down. Hey, mom, what's for dinner?
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio, episode 205. And I'm going to give a shout out to my boy Jen from Fashion Town, who's always blessing me with the dopest hood gear. He's got the freshest gear in the harbor area. So once again, hit up Jen at Fashion Town. He blessed me with the hat, blessed me with the shirt, the shorts, chonies, everything. So make sure you guys hit him up. Jen, much love. Other than that, we're not going to bullshit anymore. So we're going to jump right back into it with Smooth Vega from Fort Worth, Texas. Quick recap. We talked about SPM. We talked about your boy, Little Vent. Okay. Now, but you did a interview with Selena, now the singer, rest in peace, her husband.
Correct.
Give us his name and how did that come about?
Yo, so that's actually a really compelling story right there because whenever I started doing the podcast, like this is the thing about the podcast, I never wanted to do video podcast. I only wanted to do audio.
Okay.
So like in terms of the video podcast, what I did was once the pandemic hit, because we had just started producing like an actual talk show. The pandemic hits, it's like everything slows down. It's like, all right, what are we gonna do? And I was like, let's do virtuals.
Yeah.
So we started doing virtual episodes, and I happened to know Selena's brother because I had booked him before. So I did an interview with Selena's brother, and believe it or not, the interview I did with him was the longest interview I've ever done, which was an hour and 45. But when we spoke in regards to the Netflix series that was coming out.
Yes.
So the only interview he did leading into that Netflix series was that interview. And so the interview didn't get a lot of views because my channel was still building up. And then what ended up happening was the week that the series came out, that shit shot up. So, you know, the viewership went up. And then a few weeks later, I reached out because I wanted to really interview her sister.
Okay.
And I started becoming just, you know, really invested into telling that story because it was just timing. It was like I felt like it was a good time to like tell the story again and tell it from a different perspective, especially from people from my generation.
Right.
And just do it in a way that hasn't been done. And so then I found one of the guys that was part of her group, Pete Studio, and he had watched the A.B interview. Me and him had a conversation, and he agreed to do the interview for me, which is actually one of the highest viewed interviews on my channel. And then from that point forward, the demand started like, hey, you need to interview Chris. You need to interview Chris. Chris Perez is her husband, her widow. So I started trying to find a way to make it happen. And you know, long story short, didn't have any success. And then finally one day I stumbled across an interview that he did on YouTube for a news station in San Antonio. And when I saw that interview, I decided to reach out to the website that they mentioned in the interview, which was he has a hot sauce line. And so I reached out.
A hot sauce line?
Yeah, he sells hot sauces. Like if you keep up with Selena, the movie,
right.
There's a part in the movie where he does this hot sauce scene.
Yeah, I think it was a Cholula sauce.
Yeah, or something like that, right? And so he ended up starting his own brand of hot sauce. And they were promoting it in that interview.
Right.
So I looked up his hot sauce website, and then I reached out, and then I was able to get in contact, and I got a lead. I was working on an event. I said, hey, man, I want to go ahead and bring you out to the event. Would you be willing to do the interview? And he agreed. And so when he agreed to do the interview, I had already knew how I wanted to have this conversation because I had seen enough interviews of his, you know, in regards to know, like, everybody made it strictly about Selena. That was always about just like Selena. And I felt like it wasn't enough about him because he's a Grammy Award winner in his own right.
Yeah.
And he has his own career. And not to mention like just the fact that you're talking about a man that's been associated to this woman for the last 25, 26 years to the point where like, I don't know that it's even possible for him to have his own identity because it's like, you know, you go out in public, everybody's here, sign my Selena book or whatever the case may be.
Right.
It's just so like overbearing. So I really wanted to get his perspective on that, and then also ask him about, you know, just questions that, you know, in regards to his relationship with her and just little things like that. And, you know, to those people that don't know, what made it really interesting for me was the family and Chris had a lawsuit going on.
Against each other?
Against each other.
Wow.
And I did the interview with Chris during the lawsuit. And 3 weeks after the interview came out, and their lawsuit was ongoing for a few years already. 3 weeks after the interview came out, they reconciled. And I feel it had a lot to do with this interview. And if ever an interview that I had, because I had an interview with the pro wrestler Jake the Snake Roberts.
No shit.
And the interview that I did with Jake the Snake Roberts was my highest viewed video. It had got rave reviews. It was a 30-minute interview. And it was a great interview. But it was something about this Chris interview that I kind of felt like I finally got the respect that I wanted as an interviewer. And the thing about that whole story, the Selena story, it's the story, it's the gift that keeps on giving, right? Because people know that they don't know everything. And so people are so fucking intrigued by this story because to us, like, especially Tex-Mex, right? You talk about in Texas, I mean, really worldwide, but in Texas in specific, you know, she's queen bar none. You know what I'm saying? You know, I said it in the interview, I'm like, she's Princess Jasmine, Cinderella, Snow White, all rolled in one and some. You know,
right.
It's crazy the level of popularity she has to this very day. It's just grown. And her family is extremely protective of that. I've spoken to her brother on and off the record. And that interview actually led for him to block me on social media, which wasn't intended to like attack the family. I really wanted to create a story for Chris because Chris had spent so many years as her husband. Imagine being married to this massively over-the-top icon. You know, it's hard to fathom. And for him to speak out and being someone that had not spoken out for so many years it may have caused a little bit of, it may have rattled the cage a little bit with the family.
I know, but why block you?
Probably because, I don't know, I knew him, and maybe he felt that, you know, I don't really know. I can't speak for him.
Of course.
And I wish that I could talk to him about it because just a few weeks prior, he had talked to XB on the phone about producing a record for her.
Oh, okay.
So it was literally the interview that did it, you know, but I'm glad to see that they've patched up their differences. But I think that's part of what I mentioned at the beginning of this whole interview, which was we don't have enough people telling our stories. You know, Vlad TV is not trying to interview Selena's family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, you know, even if they did, they wouldn't be able to do it at the same level because they don't identify with it. They don't understand it. Like, I have now what I call a 4-part series. I've interviewed her brother, I've interviewed her band member, I've interviewed her widow, her husband, and I've also interviewed her best friend. So those 4 interviews, if you watch them, whether you do it in consecutive order or not, people that are hardcore Selena fans will be able to unpack a lot just from these interviews and their different perspectives that have never been told in the way that they were told. But I did it with the idea of that because I didn't want to give you the same typical bullshit that everybody else did. Like, there's certain things that, like, you know, the grieving process, like specifically with her brother, we talked about the grieving process. And you could even see it in the interview with Chris. I don't know if you actually watched the interview.
I watched half of it.
Yeah, but if you watch it as it progresses, it's like, you know, it gets very emotional. And you start realizing, like, man, this is a very compelling story that I don't think will ever really get old, you know, in terms of, because she's one of our few true icons, you know what I mean? And I hope people understand what I mean by that. Like, there's not many people like her, you know?
Now, maybe it doesn't even matter, but I know there's people out there that love fucking cheese, man, so I'm bringing this up for them, okay? Did you guys at all ever talk about the release of Homegirl? That's about to get, I think it's going to be released, or Killer.
Off the record, yeah. On the record, no. I don't think it ever crossed my mind to do that because I didn't want it to be about her. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Me personally. But I do know that it was mentioned to me really with everybody that I've interviewed in regards to her story to stay away from that. Like, I don't want to talk about that on camera.
Okay.
But off camera, yeah,
okay,
for sure. You know what I mean?
say she's released, because I recently
she won't make it out long.
Right, but
you know what I'm saying? Like she won't make it out long.
Let me give you a hypothetical scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, she's released. A day later, you get a phone call from somebody that claims to be her manager or her agent. Okay, and it says she wants you to interview her because she wants to tell everybody the truth. Would you interview her?
I don't think I would. I just think that morally, that to me is that you know, I know that sounds crazy because like I did interview SPM, and I just think with her, man, she's like, again, I go back to like our culture and what Selena has meant to our culture, and specifically in Texas. Like, you think of like Michael Jackson, you think of Elvis. You know, she's in that same conversation for what she means for us. I just wouldn't be able to do it. That's like if somebody called me and told me, I don't know, I just can't, I can't fathom it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I wouldn't be able to. But
I couldn't do it. I don't think
no,
I could do it.
if somebody called me, hey, you guys want to interview Selena's killer? Wrong number. And I just fucking hang up, bro.
Yeah, and I think she. That's too sensitive right there.
Yeah, I know it was sometime this year they were talking about, her release or whatever she did, how many years.
I saw that somewhere, but I just don't think she'll make it out in the free world. Yeah. She'll have to have like extreme protective custody.
Either just move out of the fucking country, honestly, and hope nobody recognizes you.
For sure.
Honestly, bro. But now let me say this. As far as I seen a video, bro. Like, I seen a video that somebody sent me with her interviewing her in jail because she's done several interviews.
Yeah, for sure.
And this crazy ass fucking kook is convinced that she's innocent.
You know what? I've studied enough of the story now. Like, I felt like, when you start hearing of these stories of people that write books and start telling documentaries, and like I started kind of being really invested into the story.
Yeah.
And, especially talking to these guys personally, talking to AB personally, talking to Chris personally, talking to Pete personally, and out of respect to our conversations, I'll keep the conversations private, but really getting to know the stories of everybody, and then getting to where, I see her story, and clearly there's something wrong with her.
Yes.
Like mentally there's something off, like her pattern of behavior, the stuff that she says, like it doesn't really make sense. I think she even tried to create this whole story that there was like a fucking secret videotape that existed in a bank safe in Mexico. And
talk about videotapes.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, but this was a real like thing, and then they had like a whole like task force that went to go search for this tape that she claimed that existed, and they couldn't find it because it was bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I think that she's
but
she's off.
This video, she's talking, and there's something just journalist is asking her, like, so you claim you're innocent? Yeah. He goes, well, what do you have to prove your innocence? Oh, what I know the truth. He goes, okay, well, you were fighting for your life. You were on the stand. You were in trial. Why didn't you bring that out? Oh, it's because of what I know now. She goes, but I'm innocent, and everybody's going to know one day. And I'm like, this fucking idiot. She's really, really, like, I've known people like that in real life, that they know goddamn well they're lying, okay, and they know that they made up this whole shit, but somehow they've been able to convince themselves and a few other people, that they're innocent and they got the truth, and there's never any truth, but they got it.
You know what I took from the whole entire sequence and series of these interviews, for me, above all, was the fact that whole passing of Selena, to the family and to those that are really close to it, it truly is a big ass open wound that has never even been close to being healed.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you think that through these actions of doing, commemorative cups and a commemorative makeup line or a special concert or a special DVD or
a museum,
celebration of life, whatever celebration of life that they choose to have, those are all ways to honor, but ultimately it doesn't bring her back. And the fact that there's so many different perspectives, so many different hands in that. Not even jar, because it's really the family, but the fact that the estate is protective of how they want her to be represented, and rightfully so. It's just a wound that I don't think will ever be healed. And talking to them, it really made me feel a little uncomfortable towards the tail end of it, because I was like, damn, this is some shit that, like, I didn't even know, like I didn't even really realize. But Hey, man.
Yeah.
But to those that haven't watched the interviews, I highly, highly encourage you to watch them because they're really fucking solid.
And once again, giving your YouTube page.
Premier Live TV.
Premier Live TV. Go check out those interviews. And you know what? My condolences to the family, bro.
For sure.
You know, to the family and whatever. And if that lady is watching from jail, you don't have a fucking interview here. Get the fuck out of here. You know.
Yeah.
But anyways, big dog. Okay, let's talk a little bit about you, man. Where originally are you from, man?
So I was born and raised in Fort Worth, Texas. My mom was born in Coahuila. And
no shit. That's where my mom and dad are from.
Okay, my mom is from Coahuila, from a little small city called La Madrid. Right? That's what they call it, at least, right?
Okay.
So she's from Coahuila. My dad's from Michoacan, from a little neighborhood called La Luz, is what he calls it, right? So whenever my mom my family, they moved from California to the States, they actually relocated in California. So they were in Bakersfield, a little outskirt of Bakersfield called Arvin. And so that's where my family's American journey began. And then eventually they migrated to Fort Worth, Texas. I don't know how that happened, but they ended up in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
And somehow or another, when my dad migrated from Mexico to the States, he ended up in Fort Worth. And my uncles happened to be in a regional band. And so they had their own group called Los Rebeldes Rítmicos. And basically what they did is they played all across the region. They had, their vinyl. They were playing gigs. And I think my grandfather was actually the manager. And my dad was a roadie for them. And he ended up meeting my mom there. And then that's kind of how the story began. And then, whether or not it's a coincidence that I ended up doing music through that or not, it's how my story began in regards to where I'm from. So Fort Worth, Texas, born and raised my whole life.
I think you're the second person that's ever actually even mentioned I have family in Coahuila, because my mom and dad were from Torreon, Coahuila. Mm-hmm. So, man, I wish my dad was still alive with my mom. That way I could ask her, where exactly is that at?
Yeah, no, they call it La Madrid. And believe it or not, like growing up visiting Mexico, that's actually where, I remember going. I went to Michoacan as a kid, but I was like really, really young. But I remember more going to Coahuila. And I think my family still owns a home out there, matter of fact. So
okay.
So yeah, so it's pretty crazy. But yeah, but I was born and raised in Fort Worth. I've never lived anywhere else.
Okay.
And I was mentioning to you earlier, like, I started as an artist. My fascination with hip hop started pretty early though. Like,
with who? Who did you hear that you said, that's my shit right there as a kid?
My brother was a big Ghetto Boys fan. So that was really the first taste of hip hop that I got. But the first shit that I like, believe it or not, as funny as this is gonna sound, because you gotta remember I was born in '85, so I didn't really start really liking rap music till like fucking 90, 91.
And I released my first mixtape in '87.
Wow, I was 2 years old. But it was believe it or not, I liked MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice. That was like my
Who
first,
didn't? Everybody talk shit about him, but somebody bought the $25 million records.
I liked Ice Ice Baby, but I always liked more MC Hammer. As an entertainer, I thought it was more entertaining. But there was two songs that really, really changed the course of my life. It was a song called I'm a Dope Fiend. I don't even remember who sings that song. And then Brenda's Got a Baby by Tupac. So Brenda's Got a Baby by Tupac was I didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about, but it was just something about that song that resonated with me. And then my brother eventually started putting me onto Dre, Snoop, West Coast hip hop. So I was real big on like Dre, Snoop, Bone Thugs and Harmony, anything that was coming out of like, I know Bone wasn't West Coast, but Eazy-E, they were an extension of Eazy-E.
Right.
And so that was everything that like I listened to for a long time. And then as time progressed, it grew. But definitely Ghetto Boys, man.
It's funny you say Brenda's Got a Baby because you ever heard of the Hughes brothers, the two brothers?
Yeah, absolutely. The guys that directed Menace to Society.
Right, Menace to Society.
The ones that Tupac beat up.
Book of Eli. Exactly.
Yeah.
The Book of Eli. They did.
Damn, I know what you're talking about. Didn't they do Poetic Justice? No, they didn't do Poetic Justice.
But Defiant Ones.
Okay.
With Jimmy Iovine and Dr.
Oh,
Dre's
yeah, I didn't know they did
documentary.
Defiant Ones.
Yeah.
That's a fucking incredible special, by the way.
American Pimp and did I mention the Book of Eli? But they did like a lot of good movies. Okay. And what was the name of that movie where Old Dog he came out in it? Remember he painted his face white. Dead Presidents.
Dead Presidents. Yeah.
Okay. Their first music videos that they ever did was Mine and High Seas. They did our first two videos.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Then I remain in contact with them. So I say, what are you guys going to do next? He goes, we're doing something for this artist called Tupac. It's a song called Brenda's Got a Baby. I was like, all right. So one day they invited me because I used to always ask, can I go where you guys edit? You know, I want to see, I want to learn a little bit.
Yeah.
So I went and they were editing Brenda's Got a Baby. And then they were laughing because they said that in every video, they always have a cameo. In mine, and 2 videos that I did with them, they each had a cameo. Brenda's Got a Baby, they also did a cameo. So everything they did, they always have a cameo. So I was like, oh, that shit is cool right there, you know?
Yeah.
I like that, but they didn't think Tupac was gonna go anywhere.
Oh man,
you know?
They were wrong.
Yeah,
That's why he beat him up.
Probably.
That's why he beat him up.
But we'll have a conversation after when that incident did happen.
Yeah, I know.
And,
I remember that.
And he called me afterwards because I was close to those guys. And
Yeah.
then, but I haven't talked to Alan or Albert like in maybe years. I know Alan had Instagram when I first got on it. I want to say 2017, and then he just said, I'm not going to be on here long, and he just went MIA. Like,
well, when we're talking about hip hop, like it transitioned for me though. Like I think I started heavy on that, and then I went through my phase of really fucking with LL Cool J. Like I was like LL Cool J really was the reason why I
still bump with shit at the gym, bro.
Yeah, like LL was the reason why I really kind of started wanting to do music. Believe it or not, Too Short. Too Short was like the guy that really made me feel like I could rap because he was so. He was simple, but he was cool. He was just smooth. He was the first real swagger rapper. You know what I'm saying?
The first time that I went to Oakland, I only wanted to go because I knew Too Short was from there.
Yeah.
That was 1991. We went to a convention out there, me, High C, AMG, and Steve Yano, the guy that I based all this on. And we went out there. Of course, we met him. Everything was all good. But I'll tell you what, Too Short, when I first heard Freaky Tales, Dr. Dre played it for me because he was doing a mixtape.
Yeah.
And I said, who's that? Because I thought the music was just so slow and so simple. And he said, let me tell you why this guy's going to work. He said, because it's not what he's saying, but it's how he's saying it.
Absolutely. And this goes back to the conversation we had about, you know, I don't want to cross-reference SP on the Too Short, but
right.
It's like the simplicity. Sometimes it's just easy to digest.
Yeah.
It's not too complex. You know what I mean? It's just, it's dumbed down in a sense.
Right. Here's the crazy part. I can hear, you know, I once met a girl named Pam. I ended up fucking her by a garbage can. That's Too Short. I get it. I sang along with it.
Yeah.
But whenever, and this is just my opinion, everybody knows that I'm straight up. When I tried to listen to SPM, I just didn't get it. I was like, I don't see it.
Well, I don't even want to talk about him anymore, but I get it. I think it's just artists in general because like a lot of it is just the believability aspect of it and how it makes us feel. Like when we talk about Face, you know, and I feel Face is in my top 5, right? You know, in terms of like greatest of all time.
Now, for people that may not know, Scarface,
Ghetto Boys. I said that a few times, right? The reason why he to me is not necessarily the most lyrical miracle, right? It's just the passion and believability and the authenticity of how he delivers, and it's not even what he says; it's how he says it, you know. But he does it with such conviction, and it's just like you feel that shit, like you really feel, and of course the context of what he's saying as well. You know, it's deep, but he's unbelievable. You know
what did he say? I sit alone in my folk in the room, staring at candles.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't know that shit, bro?
But even recently, like some of the music that he's put out over the last 5 or 6 years is still phenomenal.
Yeah.
His body of work still has like he hasn't like devalued how he approaches his creation process, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So. But yeah, I mean, as far as my history, I know I kind of went off subject. It's just it started as an artist, man. Like that was kind of how I got in the game, and it just transitioned, man. You know, I think it transitioned for me to getting into the promoter world and the promoter space. And I didn't really realize this in when I first started out, but I was always kind of a promoter. You know what I mean? I was always kind of a promoter. I just didn't realize I was a promoter because the thing about it is you know, you got to think about social media.
Yes.
The internet's still kind of in its infancy. You know, it's still in its first 20 years of existence. So whenever I first started getting on the internet in 2001, 2002, 2003, you know, the idea of social media marketing wasn't even a term. It wasn't even thought of yet.
Right.
And so I would always get on forums and websites, and I would always copy and paste and direct people to my website. And you know, before you knew it, like I started accumulating a lot of traffic on my site. And at the time, as I'm creating music, I was self-taught, you know, so I wasn't a polished artist. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, to be quite honest with you. But I knew I wanted it. And, you know, by the time I got to about 2005, 2006, you know, then I started kind of just, the wheels started turning. I started wanting to do my own events. And believe it or not, someone I don't give enough credit to is Sinful El Pecador of the Mexicans.
Oh, yeah.
He was the first guy to really put his arm around me in this music industry, and that was because, you know, when I met him, because at the time we were doing MySpace pages. And for those that are familiar with MySpace, he used to be able to design it and code it. And I reached out to him because C26, who was someone that was on your show, had put me onto the Mexicans, and I was a big fan of what he did and how he did it. So I just reached out to him on MySpace, and we developed a friendship and a relationship, and he was the first person to really kind of mentor me. And I don't show enough appreciation to him, but he did a lot for me early on. And I did a song with Chino XL at the time, and I think Sinful took me serious because of the song with Chino.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like a common feature, especially for a young kid out of Texas.
Right.
And then that led for Sinful to introduce me to some people, but I knew he was on your show. And I recently did an interview with Crooked Eye, you know, who's from Long Beach as well.
Right.
And when I shouted him out, I saw that Sinful shared it. So I just want Sinful to know, if he ever watches this interview, that, you know, those words that he shared with me, especially as a young 22-year-old kid, like it carried over, and it meant a lot to me because, you know, he's someone that really went through the trenches. And honestly, I don't feel he gets his respect the way he truly deserves for what he did for the music game, you know?
Yeah. He's from the Harbor area. He don't live too far from here. I interviewed him and Capital I-Man.
Yeah, shout out to I-Man,
Yeah,
too.
I-Man, I know he lives in, Brooklyn, New York, so he's back and forth. I had a really great time with them. Alex, can you open up that door again, please? Yeah. And, but let me just go ahead and name a couple of songs real fast. Large Amounts. Smoothvega, MC8, Renaissance.
Yeah, so I did that song, you know, it's funny because, like, I did that song probably about a year ago, and you know, I'll be honest with you. At this point, like, I'm not trying to be an active artist. Like, that's not my goal. It hasn't been my goal since I started doing events.
Yeah.
When I formed my company, I kind of steered away from wanting to the grind of being an artist. You know how?
Yes.
You know what that really requires, and I think anybody that truly wants to pursue music, like, you have to fully encompass and embody the lifestyle of an artist. I did that song because I was a fan of MC8.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I just want to fucking do a record with MC8. And because I was such a fan of West Coast hip hop, I wanted to do something that had that influence.
Dope.
And so I did it. And yeah, man, that song's out online right now. But, you know, and it's funny because I know you had told me before the interview started, like, bro, I was kind of surprised that you could even, I didn't even believe that was you. I didn't know that you could do that.
I couldn't believe that you were that good. So,
you know what I mean?
I heard my feedback on the headphones, Alex. Is that headphone too loud?
But you know what it was is too, man, like, because like I cared so much about wanting, but you know, look, by the time I figured out how to really make music, it wasn't that it was too late, because it's never too late.
Yeah.
It was just my mind was somewhere else, but I still love creating on my terms.
Okay.
You know what I mean, if that makes any sense.
You had another one with Paul Wall and Little Kiki, Legends Never Die.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just keep a couple other ones. Murder Worth, Mike Pass, Snow the Product.
Oh man, yeah, that's an oldie.
Yeah, Hold It Down with Paul Wall, and then you have one with Cap G as well. So you have a lot of people that Slim Thug that you work with.
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of guys.
Little Flip.
You know, I worked with. Me and Flip actually, like in 2010. Like we did a whole project together that just never saw the day of light. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I think in a sense I was always self-conscious whenever I was creating music, because deep down I would see other guys and I would see my counterparts, and you know, credit to a lot of the guys that I came up with, they were just a lot more advanced than I was, you know, from a skill set standpoint. I just felt the difference between me and a lot of other people was the fact that like I just genuinely wanted it more.
Right.
In regards to just, you know, because the thing about it is, you could teach, and this is something that I heard you talk about recently on one of your interviews, like you could teach people whatever. You could teach them the foundational work all day, every day, but the one thing you can't teach people is how to want something. They either got to have it in them or they don't have it in them.
You know, and here's what I always told people. You got to have the want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to have the want to. And I was taught that at the age of 21. You got to have the want to. And if you don't have it, you don't have it. You can't teach that. You know, so in the Rocky movie, you know what they call it? The Eye of the Tiger.
Absolutely. You know, and it's funny you mentioned that, because I always go back to Rocky 3. If you go to Rocky 3 and you remember whenever Rocky got his ass beat by
Clubber Lang.
Clubber Lang, you know, he goes and Apollo fucking brings him to the most beat up gutter ass gym.
Yes.
He said, you see that standing, that's the eye of the tiger. That's what you had whenever you fought me. You lost that because, you know, he started becoming a superstar. He was on the cover of the magazines. You had the big mansion, the big car. So like you kind of got to go back to the grassroots of what got you to the dance. And in this case, you know, like for me, you know, anytime you've been in music for as long as I've had or as long as you have, it's hard to sustain hunger. Yeah. You know, because it does take its toll on you. You know what I'm saying?
It does.
And you know, someone like myself who transitioned from artist to promoter, that's not a very easy thing to do for a lot of people because it requires a lot. You know, being a self-promoter is not something that is for everybody. It's not cut for everybody because you are constantly promoting and you're constantly doing something that's, in my mind, I'm doing it by design, but to the public, I'm presenting it to them in a way that they can, so they can digest it. But it can look braggadocious, it can be loud, it can be arrogant, and that shit rubs people the wrong way sometimes, man. Because sometimes you know, if it's people that you grew up with, you're reminding them of what they're not doing, or people that are trying to do what they're doing. You know, at the same time, it's like, damn, this dude, you know, you see people, you know, if I take photos with an artist, or if I'm trying to build a relationship with an artist, people are quick to throw the term like dick rider, clout chaser, or whatever the case. Like, you do realize that in order to build relationships, you have to go. You know, we talk about the eye of the tiger. You got to kind of go into the belly of the beast. You know, you can't be afraid. Like, there's no half stepping in this music shit. You're either going to go after it or you're not going to go after it. Because if you don't, guess what's going to happen? The next person will. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be afraid of that. And like, you got to break a lot of stereotypes. And one thing that I noticed about me as a promoter when I really got into the game and started really booking and routing tours was there was absolutely nobody, and I mean nobody, at least in Texas and really throughout the U.S. that I've met in different venues and different spaces, right, that looked like me. That there was no Mexican representation, no GMs, no talent buyers, hardly. There wasn't, you know, that's why I appreciated the Bobby D interview so much, because he was someone that I could finally go, that's someone I could fucking identify with. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's rare. Yeah. You know, it's rare, and my come up was predicated off that because when I started booking shows, I said, okay, you know what? I could do what they expect from me, and I could go book all the Chicano artists, all the Latino artists, which I would love to do, and I'm gonna get to that. But let me do what I know how to do, which is book these hip hop shows. Let me book Eric B. and Rakim. Let me book Scarface. Let me go fucking book, you know, Joyner Lucas or some of these other guys that are emerging, Dave East or whoever, right? Right. Let me build my name and my company up. And when my company's at a point, or I'm at a point where I'm credible enough, then I'll be able to take all of these resources and new relationships and these new skill sets and these new way of, you know, just everything I've developed as a whole, my arsenal per se, right? I could now take it, get and bring it back to the space and bring it back to, you know, the culture per se, right? So, you know, starting a festival or starting a new imprint or being able to route, I'm like basically taking all these experiences and getting my name value up so I can offer more when I do come back. Yeah. And that was the whole, you know, the whole thing with me.
Dope. Okay, listen, we come to the close of our interview. I wish next time you come, you got to come back, part 2.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And then you could eat a Whataburger live, and I'll eat an In-N-Out burger.
Yeah, In-N-Out right here versus Whataburger. I don't know if he's ran the poll yet, but you know, I brought a cup from Texas, man. I wanted to leave it here, man. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't drink out of it though, right? Because of coronavirus?
Hell no. This is real ones know what this means right here, man. So, you know.
All good. So, everybody, what's better, Whataburger or In-N-Out? That's the way we pronounce it over here. In-N-Out. Okay. Now, really quick, what can people expect from Smoothvega going forward? And I would say 2021, but we only got 2 more months.
Real quick, I will say that in terms of, for those that are in Texas, I'm still producing live shows. I got a few live shows coming up to end of the year. I got several concerts that I'm working on. I got Devin the Dude, you know, Westside Boogie. We were in the studio with Westside Boogie today. Obviously, XB Valentine is an artist that I'm working. Started managing her this year. I highly encourage for people to go check her out. You know, not only a great artist, but a great person as well. And I think the thing about what I've taken with her approach right now is I want her to collaborate with people, because I think going back to what we've discussed about people being territorial, I want to be able to give back and say, let's just work with everybody. Yeah. Let's work with everybody the rest of this year, but next year it's all about you. And so, y'all be looking for her. Check her out, man. She's doing great things and she's making progress, and that's all you can ask from any artist that you work with. You know.
That's dope.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you letting me get on here and talk. And
thank you for flying from Fort Worth. I know your arms are tired.
Oh man, my arms, my back, my leg, all that shit, man. But hey, we got Emilio coming up, so
hell yeah. Emilio Rojas in the motherfucking building. Any shout outs? Because I know people are going to get pissed off if you don't mention them, so play it safe.
Shout out to Fort Worth, Texas. Shout out to Diamond Hill, born and raised. That's actually the neighborhood I grew up in. So those that know. I call that the capital of Fort Worth, just for those that don't know, right? Shout out to Tony A, Roadium Radio, and just everybody that's been supportive over the years. Anybody that's ever bought a ticket to one of my shows, anyone that's going to buy a ticket to one of my shows, and hopefully this isn't the last time me and you talk.
Hell no.
On camera. And man, just follow me on Instagram and keep up with the journey, because there's a lot more to come for sure.
All good. Okay, everybody, we're gonna make this quick. So make sure you call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody, let them know that Smoothvega's in the motherfucking building. We'll be back 10 minutes with Emilio Rojas.
Hey, how you doing? It's me, Little Easy E, Eric Wright, and a lot of you know me, know I like to smile. And to thank for my beautiful smile, I want to thank Occidental. That's Occidental in Hollywood. So check this out. For all your dental needs, be sure to come to them, because they'll be there to take care of you. That's Occidental in Hollywood. Check them out.
Yeah, doggy. Yo, what's up? It's Anthony Campos, a.k.a. Big Citric, inviting everybody to tune in and subscribe to Tony Vision, Roadium Radio, with your host, Tony A. the Wizard.
What's happening? It's your boy Bobby Castro, and I'm here at Roadium Radio with the homie Tony A. the Wizard. Make sure to like, subscribe, check out the shit.
What's good, y'all? Eric Bobo from the mighty Cypress Hill, chilling right here on Roadium Radio with the homeboy Tony A. the Wizard. That's right.
Hey everybody, this is Cliff Ritchie, and I'm here on Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard.
What's cracking? It's your homie Crazy Boy, Blue Rain Music. You tuned in to Roadium Radio with the homie Tony A. the Wizard. Tune in every Wednesday and Sunday right here.
What's up, everybody? This is Dali C, the Trap Queen, and you guys are listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard. Make sure you guys tune in.
Yo, what's up? This is DJ Bobby B, and you're live with Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio.
1212 coming to you live from the Harbor area. DJ Ralph M rocking beats with my man Tony A. Rocking the SP1200. Let's go.
Yo, what's up? This is DJ Yella coming straight out of Compton, Roadium Radio, with my boy Tony A. the Wizard. Check him out.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Miss Gappy from NYC. Andamos aquí with Tony A. the Wizard at Roadium Radio. You already know how to bring the NYC love. Hey, shout out to all of you guys.
Hey, what's cracking? It's that Guilty One. You're tuned in to Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard, live every Sunday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Like and subscribe.
What's going on? It's Hazard. You are tuned in with Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Make sure you tune in every Sunday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yo, this is your boy Invincible, and you are watching the Roadium Radio Show with Tony A, the Wizard. Make sure you're tuned in and watching. Ooh-ah.
What's up, guys? This is Isabella Soul, and you're tuning in with Tony A, the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.
What's up, guys? It's your girl J-Rox. I'm here on Roadium Radio with your host Tony A, the Wizard. I'll make sure to tune in on Sundays and Wednesdays, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Yo, what's up? This is Jose Homicide. You hanging out at Roadium Radio, hosted by Tony A, the Wizard. Like and subscribe.
Alright, what up? It's your boy King Cash right here at Roadium Radio with the homie Tony A. You guys subscribe.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Trouble P here at Roadium Radio with your boy Tony A, the Wizard. Make sure y'all subscribe and tune in. West Coast.
Yo, what it do? This your boy, Big Havoc. One Hood Admiral, South Central Cartel General. And you're tuned in to Roadium Radio with my boy, Tony A, the Wizard. Stay locked in.
Hello everybody, this is Rocky Padilla, and you're listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard.
Hey, what's up, my people? Hey, Trouble Kid right here, you know, in the house. Shout out to Tony A, the Wizard, and shout out Roadium Radio. Much love. Thank you for having me.
What up, world? It's YQ, Young Quicks, and right now you're listening to the OG Tony A, the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Make sure to keep it locked, subscribe, comment, hate. It don't matter, man. We get into it. It'll 5 stand up.
Hey, what up? It's your boy Mark Cruz. You're now tuned in to Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard, the Legend. Tap in.
What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Queenie. You're tuned into Roadium Radio. Check my man Tony A, the Wizard every Wednesday and Sunday. Stay tuned. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what it is.
What's up, pimpin'? It's your boy Johnny Boy, aka Mr. Las Vegas, at Roadium Radio with your boy Tony A, the Wizard. Yes, catch us every Wednesday and Sunday. Yeah.
Hey y'all, this is Elvia Cadena here at Roadium Radio with motherfucking Tony A, the Wizard. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share.
Can I get a moment of your time? Hey, it's your boy Lucky Sun Zoo from Hood Starks Podcast. Hey, fuck with one of the best podcasts in the game, Tony A, the Wizard, Roadium Radio. Don't motherfucking play with it. Don't sleep on it. Hey, H.A., stand the fuck up. Yes, sir.
What's up? This is Clever from the Brown side. Make sure you guys tune in to Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard. If not, you're a bitch.
What's cracking? It's your boy Young Thrive right here with the homie Tony A, the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Don't forget to subscribe, man. Check out the best interviews on the West Coast. Yeah.
I'm on the Roadium Radio. What up? It's ODM from Lighter Shade of Brown. You know your daddy's favorite rapper, your mama's favorite DJ, plus that YouTube star. You know what I mean? RBG fam. Lighter Shade all day with the homie Tony A. Right here, Roadium Radio, Sundays and Wednesdays. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? This is Dalia Coronado, and
I'm here on Roadium Radio, and you can tune in on Sundays and Wednesdays with Tony A, the motherfucking wizard.
What's up, y'all? This is your boy Raz Kaz, and you are tuned into Roadium Radio with my big homie, Tony A, the wizard. What's up?
This is Truth with Tony A, the wizard at Roadium Radio. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, live Wednesdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. Tune in.
Hey, what's up? This is Lalo KV desde Atlanta. You're listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A, the wizard.
Yo, you know what it is? It's your boy OG Rome, aka Mr. Everywhere, repping Road Dogs Entertainment. Make sure you tune in to Tony A, the wizard at Roadium Radio.
What up? You know what it is? It's the LA West Coast native, the Vario, and you gotta tap in with my boy Tony A, the wizard at Roadium Radio every Wednesday and Sunday.
What's going on? It's your boy Isaac Palau on Roadium Radio with Tony A, the wizard. Tune in every Wednesday and Sunday.
Hey, what's up? This is Lady Band. Make sure you're tuning in to Roadium Radio with Tony A, the wizard, Sundays and Wednesdays.
Yo, what's up? This is Jimmy from Urban Kings. Make sure you tune in with Tony A, the wizard on Roadium Radio.
This is AO to the Saint coming to you live from Roadium Radio, hosted by my homeboy Tony A, the wizard. That's right, baby.
Hey, Tony, drop that. What, bass?
I bet.
My name is the Croft, the C-R-A-W-F-O-R-D, the poet high C. Tony A, the wizard, just as cool as a visit. Picking out his tongue, stabbing pussy like a lizard. Ooh, so sorry, homie, I didn't mean to say that. Steve is in the house. Come on, won't you play that funky dope beat? You know you gotta throw me some Stanley ass Croft coming straight from the Roadium.
You are now about to witness
Tony A. Get funky. Tell her where you're from. You don't think how I'm living, well, fuck you. Cool on a Saturday night in LA. Yo, feeling kinda funky. Stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. What the hell are you looking for? Can a young man make money anymore? Wear my jeans and like freaking on the floor? Or is it my job to make sure I'm poor? Disruption is horrible, nourish not justify. Those that live at the FBI, look at mama's baby.
And welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio, episode 205. And I want to give a big shout out once again to not only to Smoothvega, but also to Jen from Fashion Town for blessing me with some gear. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my second guest of the night, Emilio Rojas.
Hey, what up?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I finally made it down to,
yes.
What is it, South LA?
Wilmington Harbor area.
But is it south of downtown?
You know
I'm trying to get like oriented. I'm from New York, bro, so I'm
right.
lost all the time.
I'll tell you, just tell everybody, where's the harbor area, and they'll tell you.
Okay, cool. I'm good. I don't want any trouble, you know?
No, it's all good.
I don't want to be in some neighborhood with the New York hat and, you know.
No, it's all good, man.
So
I do see you with the New York hat. I usually wear an LA hat.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't want to talk about it.
Yankees fan.
I don't want to talk about it. I had a bet with my boy. I'm gonna have to buy him the Bape Dodgers jacket because he's a big Dodgers fan. If the Dodgers make it to the series and the Yankees don't, so that's like $1,200 I'm not trying to spend on some Dodgers gear.
Right. Well, you know, I don't know if it makes you feel any better because it doesn't me. The Braves are beating us 9-2 right now.
That's what's up. That makes me feel a lot better, actually.
See, 9-2.
Let's go Braves. Go Atlanta.
Yeah,
let's go.
Now I'm a realist, okay? I really thought after yesterday's win that things had turned around for us.
Okay.
So now we're going to be 3-1, and now we got to go back, I believe, to Atlanta, and we ain't going to win over there.
That's perfect. That's what I like to hear. That saves me a lot of money on Bape.
Yeah.
That's what I'm into right now.
So okay, originally from New York.
Yep.
Okay, I read your bio, and there's a lot of things that stand out, but the fans don't know, so we're gonna nitpick some certain things.
Cool. Gotcha.
Were you always raised in New York, and what parts of New York?
So I grew up between Rochester, New York, which is upstate, and then Washington Heights, which is in the city.
Okay.
So like a mix of the two. Like I spent like up until my teenage years in Rochester, and then moved down to the city.
Okay.
So It was cool. I mean, Rochester's like it's like a middle-sized city. Not really a lot of opportunity there. I don't know if you've been following like the Griselda movement or like 38 Special, or like we all kind of come from like the same area. They're from Buffalo. I'm from like born an hour away from there, but we all kind of grew up in like that same area, that same type of vibe, like real desolate, not a lot of opportunity.
Okay.
You know?
Now, like me, I've been to New York a few times, but I don't, just like you don't know the LA area, I don't know too much of New York. Of course, I was in Manhattan, Harlem, Brooklyn, the Bronx. My next one, I want to take the train all the way to Coney Island.
Okay.
How far is Rochester from Manhattan?
Okay, well, Rochester is 6 hours.
Okay.
So that's Western New York. So my early childhood, like when I was a young kid, was up there. And then my teenage years and later were like 19 and later, 18, 17, I was in the Heights. So that's like uptown Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
That's like 45 minutes.
Okay,
So that's uptown between Harlem and the Bronx.
Oh, okay.
So I spent half my life in each city.
Dope.
Yeah.
So now, what made you come? Because you live in LA now.
Yeah.
Okay. now, because my boy from Harlem, grew up there, and he's in his 40s, but he's like big dog. Like, I think I'm gonna move to LA.
Yeah.
What made you finally make that move?
You know, it was kind of an accident. So like, you know when they tell you to stretch on a plane, and you're like, yeah, whatever, shut the fuck up. So I fell asleep on a plane, and like I've traveled a lot. You've traveled a lot, you know, going on the road and stuff, and I do this thing called teleporting where I fall asleep on the runway and I wake up on the next fucking runway just ready to get off the plane. You know, it helps the time pass quickly. So I fell asleep with my leg bent, like in that perfect angle. And I woke up with a blood clot in my leg.
No shit.
So I had to be hospitalized and I couldn't get back on a plane for like, I don't know, I think 2 to 3 months.
Holy shit.
Waiting for the blood clot to dissipate because it could have like traveled through my veins and like created like an embolism or something and killed me. So I was just like stuck in LA, and the workflow was so good while I was out here. I was like, fuck it. So I went back to New York and I just said, fuck it. And I just packed up.
What is one thing about LA that you can say, fuck, I fucking love it up here compared to New York?
The Mexican food. We have hard shell tacos in New York, and we think that shit is authentic.
Right.
I'm not joking. I'm not lying. New York City has horrible Mexican food. It's fucking disgusting, bro. And we out there eat. Yeah. So in LA, like you go to Salsa and Beer. Have you been to Salsa and Beer?
No.
In the Valley, that shit is delicious, bro.
No,
like
I
never.
But I believe you.
Wow, that shit is delicious. Like life changing, bro. Like I'm like, fuck, that's a good ass burrito. So the food is good. I skateboard, so like the weather for skateboarding has just been amazing. You know, like there's no like 6 months of permafrost in your bones, which makes a big difference to like progressing.
Wow, that's dope. Because when my boy, every time I pick him up from New York, and he's always filming the palm trees.
Oh,
like, you know, and take me to Capitol Records, take me to Hollywood. Now, your first experience, if you have going to Hollywood.
I thought it wasn't what I was expecting.
It never is.
Yeah, because when you're not from LA and you get to LA, you're expecting like Beverly Hills. And then you get here and it's like a campsite for like crackheads.
Speak on it.
You know, like I live in downtown right now. Like I live in the nice section of downtown, but there's not really a nice section of downtown. It's all intermingled, you know? So you got like Skid Row, which is a sad situation. Like I'm not trying to be funny about it. Like it's really sad. You know, but it's shocking. You see it and you're like, wow, like there are like 70 square blocks of people in tents, and they're dealing with like some serious psychoses or like drug triggered like psychotic events, or it's really sad.
Yeah. Now, is there any of that in New York? I'm sure there is.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not like localized to a specific area. And NYPD is whack as fuck, so they're not like as tolerant of anything.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm not saying LAPD is not whack as fuck, because I'm sure they're equally whack as fuck. So, but you know, NYPD is just whack. So,
okay. I always tell people that from out of town, we want to go to Hollywood. I'm like, slow down, pal. Slow down. If you're gonna go at night.
Right.
At least you'll see the lights, and you're like, oh wow, this is cool.
Right.
The Chinese theater, whatever. If you go during the day, it's gonna be fucking Bumville.
Yep.
Okay.
Some guy with a huge snake.
Yes.
Like, get the fuck away from me, bro.
Yeah, and I tell people, please do not think you're gonna see Disneyland when you go, you know, to Hollywood. Do not. Like, I'll tell you what. I had friends that have gone to New York, Chicano rappers that have gone to New York, and they were not impressed. Downtown Manhattan, you know, right there where they fucking dropped the ball, Times Square.
Yeah.
When I got there, you know, and this was a few years back.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is what they expect Hollywood to look like. I'll be honest with you. I was impressed.
Yeah.
You know, I guess because you see $1 billion screens.
Yeah.
You know,
it's actually crazy because like I was having a conversation with a homie years ago, and basically Times Square is like every advertisement that you've seen in a magazine on the side of a building.
Yes.
So I can't decide. I'm torn like whether or not to be impressed by it or just really revolted by the whole thing. Like, just like the fact that they're just shoving all this like consumer capitalist bullshit down my throat.
Right.
You know, like I don't need to see a huge Walgreens ad, like a 200-foot toothbrush on the fucking side of a building. Like, what is that going to do for me? But
right.
I could see how it's impressive to somebody, you know?
Yeah. It was, at least it was to me, because being from here and as a kid, always going to Hollywood to cruise, that's what I would think people would expect Hollywood to look like.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
It ain't fucking
just
nowhere.
with palm trees and like Robert De Niro.
Yes, yes. And I don't get when people think, oh man, you're gonna see movie stars walking down Hollywood Boulevard. Like, I never seen Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger or anybody.
Right.
You know, no, I think the only thing I did see was Kevin Bacon.
Oh, Kevin Bacon?
I saw Kevin Bacon's scandalous ass. No, check this out. We were at a club when it was still open called the Roxy. Mm-hmm. And I kind of said it wrong, but I shared a story. How there was one guy staring at me. Mm-hmm. And me and my boy were at the bar, and I'm ordering shots, and this dude's staring at me, and I looked, and this fool looks like he's dressed like for a Miami Vice movie, you know? And I fucking like, I look at him, and I'm like, this motherfucker look like Kevin Bacon, you know? So and then he comes up to me, he goes, do you know who I am? And I said, I think. And he says, buy me a drink. That's what he said.
Damn, that's weird.
Yeah, so I thought to myself, I hope this fool's not trying to make a fucking move on me, you know? So I said, all right, well, what do you want to drink? He said, what are you drinking? I said, some tequila, Patron Silver.
Yeah.
He goes, I'll take one of those. And I said, all right. I said, give him a double. Thanks, man. He grabbed it and he just fucking walks away.
What the fuck is wrong with him, bro?
Yeah. So this is when the Razor phones first came out.
Yeah.
So I walked up to him and I said, hey, man. He says, I bought you a drink. Can I get a picture with you? And he said, sure. So I faced it like this. And since you had to turn it the other way so that the camera, because now you can't, we can look into the camera.
Yeah.
So I had to turn the phone, and I took the picture. I said, okay, cool. He took off. When I fucking went back to look at it, he had already taken off. You only see half of my face.
Oh, shit.
His ass didn't even get in the damn picture, so.
Wow.
Phones got better.
It's okay. It's a good story.
Yeah, but it was Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon finessed you, bro. Out of like a double shot of Patron, bro. Fuck.
And he was there by himself.
Damn, bro. He probably did. How many people do you think he finessed that night?
I don't know. But
damn, bro, he probably got at least a fifth of fucking Patron.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Like, you know, I once saw a meme that says like girls are the only ones that can go out and get drunk and with no money. They could be broke and go out and get drunk for free. And I think that dude got drunk for free.
For sure, bro.
You know?
Yeah, crazy.
Fucking Kevin Bacon's scandalous ass. If I ever see your ass, you owe me.
Yep. 2 double shots, Patron. Actually, 1942. We upgrading. Fuck you, Kevin Bacon.
Exactly. So,
oh, shit.
Yankees is your team.
Yep. Mets suck. Fuck the Mets.
Okay, fuck the Mets.
I just had to put that out there.
Favorite football team?
I'm going to say the Bills, just because they're really the only football team that ever plays in New York State. The Giants play in Jersey.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Giants. Okay.
Nah,
okay. Basketball team?
Knicks, unfortunately. They taught me a lot about disappointment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you learned from them.
I learned from them. Yeah, dealing with the Knicks. I actually used to be business partners with one of my tattoo artists, and we had a shop right across the street from Madison Square Garden, which I thought was dope when we got the shop. And then the Knicks just started sucking. I was like, it was like a constant reminder of like, fuck, what did this? I had to get off the train every day and just be upset.
Right.
Like, what's up with the Knicks, bro? Fuck.
Okay, look, one thing that I took away from New York that I guess it's kind of a little different out here. I could be walking downtown or going to the subway and motherfuckers are bumping into you nonstop and never stop to say sorry.
Oh, that was your fault, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, you should have got the fuck out the way. That's what it is.
Exactly,
New York,
bro.
we got like a rhythm. You know, we weave.
Yes.
You know, like LA people are just chill. Like I noticed that like when I first got to LA, I didn't have a license. So I was like, because I'm from New York, I don't fucking drive. So I have a license now. But I had to take the metro. Okay. And I would take the escalator up. And in New York, we don't stand on the escalator and like leisurely wait for it to get from one floor to the next. You people out here do that shit.
Yes.
Like I would like to get to that next floor at 15 seconds faster. Like, so let's expedite the process.
Right.
Like I wouldn't, what are we doing here? I don't got time to waste. And that's the difference between the two cultures. That's why you're bumping into people.
Yeah.
You're just out there like, you know, Neo in the Matrix.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There was this one guy that fucking like hit me hard, dude. And I fucking turned around and I grabbed his fucking sweater.
Did you?
Yeah, and I said, "Hey, man," and he goes, "What?"
He didn't even realize.
He didn't even realize it. And then I realized, like, okay, I'm getting bumped in all the time. I can't be fighting there fucking everybody.
Was it raining at all when you were out there?
No, but it was just fucking cold.
Bro, those umbrellas when they come out, that's the worst. You think you had a bad go during like a rainstorm? You're gonna get poked in the eye.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, that's when I get upset with people in New York walking. Yeah.
You know, now let me ask you this: growing up in New York, when did you first get introduced? Do you remember your first memories of rap, hip hop?
Do you remember the store was it FYE? What the fuck was
Yes,
it?
yes.
Okay, I'm gonna say it was FYE, but it wasn't FYE. There was this group that Eric Sermon was producing called Illegal. You remember them?
No, but I remember
They had this song called We Gets Busy. And it was nominated for like a Grammy or like an MTV. It was like in the early 90s.
Okay.
And I was like, man, that shit is hard. And then I was like, I wanted to go buy the tape and my mom wouldn't let me, so I like stole the tape. And that was like my first, you know, I saw it, I was like, oh shit, this shit is hard. And then she found the tape and threw it out. And it's like, oh,
no
thing,
shit.
But yeah.
Now, at what point in your life would you say, I think I'm going to try writing? I know most people say, well, you know, I was into poetry. I've been doing it since 9 years old. But at what point would you say that you said, you know what, I'm going to start trying to rhyme and put some lyrics together?
I don't know. Like maybe in my teens.
Okay.
You know, we used to like fuck around like on the lunchroom tables and there was a lot of battles.
Yeah.
So I always like, I came into it through like battling culture because I like to talk shit.
Uh-huh.
So, but it wasn't like the way URL is now where people get like dossiers on their opponent and like tell every like deep dark secret in 15 syllable rhymes. It wasn't that deep. It was like, yo, your hat has a W, you know, it was like freestyle, like we were horrible, but it was fun.
Yeah.
So it went from there and it just transitioned, you know?
Okay. Now, if I were to ask you your top 5 all-time either groups or albums.
Okay.
From the East Coast, New York.
Okay.
What would they be? Your top 5, either, like I said, either groups or...
All right, is DITC a group or is it like a crew?
It could just be one. You could just consider it as one.
Was Pun technically part of DITC or was that Terror Squad? I'm going to say Terror Squad.
Okay, Terror Squad.
So we'll say Terror Squad just, you know, because I got to hold it down for Latinos. And then we're going to say Organized Confusion because I fuck with Pharoah Monch heavy. The Locks because Styles and Jada and Chic are just the best lyricists of all time. Groups. Wu-Tang.
All Spitters, yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
Who else? Let's throw a curveball in here. Capone and Noriega.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay.
Because I like the War Report and Nori's hilarious.
Dope. You know, every time I interview somebody from the East, they always mention Biggie.
Oh, but you said for groups.
Okay, well, it could have been solo.
Oh, okay. I was trying to go the group route.
Okay, that's cool. Now, you mentioned Pharoah Monch.
Yeah, because he was part of Organized Confusion.
Okay, you know that when I was in 1991, when I was signed to Hollywood Records, they were signed to the same company, Disney, Hollywood Basic. We were label mates.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got to meet them. We did a lot of shows together early on. They actually even signed a glossy to me. And the first single, a lot of people don't even realize that it's Organized Confusion, was Who Stole My Last Piece of Chicken.
That was off of Stress?
The very first
the
album.
self-titled album, yeah.
So and a lot of people are like, for reals? And I'm like, yeah. Like
Pharaoh's an incredible performer.
Yeah.
He'll hold 2 mics, pause this whole thing that I'm doing right now. And he just goes back and forth, pause, like between the 2 mics. Because, you know, that's a little sus.
Right.
But, you know, he has a lot of energy, like on stage. It's crazy.
Now,
like Rivals Busta. He's insane.
Yes. Now, since we're talking about the East, did you watch, of course you did, the Versus?
Yeah, which one?
The Big Daddy Kane and KRS.
Oh, I didn't see that one. That was like last night or the night before, right?
No, don't tell me you didn't see it.
I didn't see it. I was in a session.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to that point in my life personally. So I can have a Versus one day.
When you check it out, it was, to me, it was fucking amazing. I mean, I'm 53 years old, bro. So to me, since I grew up on all East Coast rap, being from the West Coast, because out here at that time when, you know, Run DMC, Grandmaster Flash, and the Furious Five, Salt and Pepper, the Fat Boys, Full Force, you know, Lisa, you know, those kind of groups were coming out. At that time, all we had was Ice-T and some local groups, which were Mixmaster Spade, Toddy T, and maybe King T. We had very, very few. I mean, I don't think I could even have counted 10 the World Class Wrecking Crew, who Dr. Dre used to belong to.
Right.
But that was pretty much it. Everything was coming from the East. And then, it all started to change with Public Enemy. It started to change with KRS, Boogie Down Productions, Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
You know, so when people tell me, oh, you're just dick riding black rappers or East Coast music and you don't have no love for the West Coast. First of all, dickhead, you have to understand that I was raised on that shit because we had few West Coast groups out at the time. So that was all my shit out there, you know. Spoonie G, and then if you go to Philly, Schoolie D.
Schoolie D, yeah.
You know, and I believe out of Boston was Guru, Gangstar.
Yep, Guru's from Boston.
Yeah, I mean.
Premier's from Houston, right? Or Dallas?
Yeah. So those are all like my shit. But now when NWA came out, Ice-T was already out and King T was already out, then it started to take off. So now if I were to ask you if you have any West Coast top 5, either artists or groups.
Okay,
artists,
so I can go artists or groups.
Or groups.
I think The Game doesn't get the respect he deserves because he's delivered like 2 classic albums.
Yeah.
Snoop is like one of the largest and most incredible artists of all time. You know, he's like across all of the whole entertainment industry.
And today's his birthday, I believe.
Oh, happy birthday, Snoop. Yeah. Who else from the West Coast? Dre, obviously. That's a no-brainer. Corrupt.
Yeah.
What are we at, 4?
Yeah.
I would say Cube. Cube, early body of work. I think Cube recently, kind of like, not really my cup of tea, you know, like, but the early body of work when he was real political and real aggressive, like, I liked that Cube. It was a good energy.
Yeah. Let me name a couple of movies, and then you tell me which one is your favorite one.
Okay.
Hustle and Flow. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. Straight Outta Compton.
I like that one.
Okay. Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh, yeah. 50's one of the best of all.
Okay. 8 Mile.
I like it.
Okay. Then what was it? Oh, Notorious.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, yeah, so I want to include that. What about All Eyes on Me?
I haven't seen that one either.
Okay, so we have 4. Hustle and Flow, Straight Outta Compton.
Get Rich. I would say Get Rich or Die Trying and Straight Outta Compton.
See, those are mine.
Yeah.
90% of the guys that come here, 8 Mile, bro. And I'm like, I'm not going to take that away from you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember 8 Mile as much as I remember. I just personally, I also prefer 50's catalog to Eminem's catalog.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I mean, Eminem's one of the greatest rappers of all time, but I just would rather listen to Get Rich or Die Trying than any Eminem album.
50 was quoted by saying this, and he said this on his social media and on an interview, that he would put the house down, in other words, a gang of money, that nobody could hang with Eminem on a battle of freestyle. You think that's true?
Maybe back in the day.
Okay.
I think lyricism has evolved so much. I mean, Eminem is obviously like a top tier lyricist. You can't take anything away from Eminem. Like, he gave us "Stan," which is arguably like the greatest concept song of all time.
Yeah.
"Guilty Conscience," his wordplay and his punchlines and his rhyme structures and cadences are
insane.
Yeah. So, you can't take anything away from him. I just think, like, there's a difference between being like a battle rapper now and then like just being a great lyricist. Like, these battle rappers, they're just different.
Yeah.
There's like a performance element to it, like they know how to time things. It's almost like a mixture of comedy and rap at the same time. So it's like, they know how to time things and put the right pauses in and the right emphasis and the right body movements and posture to really have maximum impact. It's much more than just the words themselves,
Okay. Now, when you first started writing, rapping, putting things together, do you recall the first time that you actually recorded yourself?
Hell no.
Okay. I was gonna say, and you played back. And
I hated it. I know I remember hating it, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay.
It's so weird. It's still weird to hear your voice.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird, bro.
See, most people, it's mostly like, if I interviewed 200 people, I would say about 190 would say that they hated their voice. The other ones would say, I loved my voice.
Only 10 out of 200?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, really? So you say, you joined the other ones.
Yeah, I'm with the majority on this one.
I remember one time back in the day, we used to have answering service. So when people would call the house, hello, you have just reached the Alvarez family. And I sounded like fucking Vincent Price on the Thriller song. And I was like, oh, fuck, I fucking sound horrible. Here, you do it, you know? So I asked that question because I never liked hearing my voice.
Yeah.
Like these interviews, I never go back to listen to them because you know what I hear? And I'm thinking, I sound terrible, and people actually watch my ass. So I'm
blessing, right? Fuck it. Take your wins, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So, I was on Dr. Greentown podcast with B-Real, and he made fun of me, but in a good way. You know, he goes, yeah, Tony asked, hey, B-Real, what's Blue Chew? You know, because I was talking about it's like a male enhancement thing that it's not like Viagra.
It's like one of the gas station ones?
Yes, but
like
you chew on it.
Pill or some shit.
Yeah, you chew on it. They said first you chew it, then you do it. So, wow, anyways, so you say you remember hearing yourself, but you just didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, still to this day, like when I record a song, it's never how it sounds in my head.
Okay.
You know, but after a certain point of like releasing music, you learn that the flaws are part of what give records character, you know?
Okay.
Or just like anything, any piece of art, you know, or like, you know, these bricks behind you, right? If they were all perfect, the same color, it wouldn't have like this rich, illustrious texture, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And texture is what makes things appealing, and I think that applies to all things.
Okay. You know what? Now let me ask you this because I'm not a rapper, so I like to ask a lot of rap questions. When somebody says, "Oh, I busted a freestyle," and you hear them, can you tell if that was an off-the-top freestyle or was that a pre-written?
I mean, I don't really care either way, right? I could tell for sure.
Okay.
But it doesn't bother me. Like, didn't Big Daddy Kane, to go back to Kane, didn't he say a freestyle was like a rap that could be a written or improvised verse that nobody ever heard before? That was Big Daddy Kane.
Probably.
He's like one of the OGs.
Yeah. See, like to me, my top two from the East Coast has got to be Rakim, and this is not in no particular order, Rakim and KRS.
Okay.
I can watch those guys, but I've never seen Big Daddy perform, even though I'm a big fucking fan of his music since day one. But after seeing him perform at the Versus, I was like, fuck, dude, like you just made me love your music.
Did he do the splits?
Yes.
Yeah, he's crazy, bro. I opened for Big Daddy Kane like in Brooklyn at Fort Greene Park, I want to say.
Okay.
It's for some neighborhood festival, and he was insane. I'd never seen to this day, I think, insane. Him, Busta, Sean Price, probably the illest live performers I ever seen.
See, yeah, and you know what? And that was going to be my next question. Who was some of your most memorable performances you have ever witnessed?
Yeah,
even if you didn't even open up for them, but that you actually saw.
Well, I remember before Sean P passed, we had a show in Stamford, Connecticut. And there was like a curfew or an ordinance in the town because it's Harvard, I think that's up there, right? So I'm trying to remember, whatever, the venue name doesn't matter. Fuck the venue anyways, because they kicked us out. So they kicked us out in the middle of Sean P's set, and he was fucking upset. So Sean P's a huge dude. Have you ever met Sean P before he passed? So he's like, how tall are you? Like 6'2", 6'3"?
6'3".
Yeah, he was like your height, bro, and huge. So he was upset, and he slapped the mic stand across the stage was like 50 feet. He smacked that shit. They kicked us out of the venue, and he took the show outside, put his instrumental CD into his Sprinter, and did the rest of his show for the crowd in the parking lot from his Sprinter, which was sick.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool, you know? Like, it doesn't always have to be like a crazy production, like Master P driving out of a diamond in a tank. You know, like, sometimes it's just cool to see that raw, like, you know, just that energy. And he definitely had it.
And that's what I like, because what really won me over, it just wasn't KRS's music, but one day I went to a place out here called the Palace off of Hollywood and Vine. I don't even know if it's even still there, but De La Soul was performing.
Right.
The Daisy Age is Dead was the second album, and they were performing it there. I saw LL there, I saw Latifah there, but KRS-One just happened to be in the building, and they asked him to come up on there, you know, say something. So he starts speaking to the crowd, okay?
Right.
And then somebody starts beatboxing, and he starts singing his shit, and he had fucking everybody singing all his lyrics, and that shit gave me the goosebumps just watching him again at that Versus, because I remember as a 18, 19-year-old kid seeing him, and I'm like, wow, this guy just came in and literally took over everything and had no music. He just had a guy beatboxing.
That's crazy, yeah. That's like the real definition of an MC, right?
Yes, MC. And you know what's funny? I had a guy here that I interviewed him here, and he's I'm not going to disrespect him, but he does that mumble rap stuff, okay? And a lot of these guys mumble on purpose. I don't get it.
Yeah.
So I said, playing around, MC so-and-so. And he goes, hey, I'm not an MC. After the interview, he goes, I'm not an MC. And I was like, oh, okay. He goes, what the fuck does that mean anyways?
He didn't understand what it meant. I mean, some people, you know, I don't expect everybody who plays rock and roll to be able to, like, tell me about Chuck Berry, you know? So I think as hip-hop evolves and as it grows, we have to let go of, like, some of that, you know, because it's just the natural process of things. But I agree, like, if you want to be involved in something, you should educate yourself. But I also can't fault people for not doing it if they just love it and are moved by the creative process.
And that's a good point. I guess because me being a fan and a student of hip hop, I guess, and I say I guess because I don't know, I thought that everybody would know.
Yeah, I would appreciate people knowing, you know, and I definitely would have more respect for somebody who took the time to educate themselves about the culture that they're participating in.
Yeah.
You know, that shows a reverence for it. And I think there is a lot of irreverence for hip hop right now. People don't really respect the culture. Like I've had, you know, it's almost like a taboo or like a weakness to be a good lyricist and rap right now, you know? So it's like, you know, that sucks. But at the same time, like, it's really like a sign of the times, you know?
Yeah. Okay. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more music. We're going to take a 10-minute break, and I want to ask you about your very first project. What are you working on now? When can people see you perform? What can they expect? All of that. Your Instagram is on there. So we're going to chop it up when we come back, and I'm going to start drinking. Thanks. Okay, everybody. Once again, call somebody, text somebody. You know the rest. Emilio Rojas is in the motherfucking building, so we'll be back 10 minutes.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, how you doing? It's me, Little Easy E, Eric Wright, and a lot of you know me, know I like to smile. And to thank for my beautiful smile, I want to thank Occidental. That's Occidental Hollywood. So check this out. For all your dental needs, be sure to come to them, because they'll be there to take care of you. That's Occidental in Hollywood. Check them out.
What's up with it, dog? It's West Coast Gilly on Roadium Radio with the legend Tony A. the Wizard on Tony Vision. You know what it is, West Coast to the fullest. Believe that.
What's up, everybody? This is Stefan Orier listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Doughboy Tony. You're tuned into Roadium Radio with West Coast legend Tony A. the Wizard.
What up? It's your boy Lottie the G, straight out of Santa Ana, CA, and we right here live in the mix with the West Coast legend Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio, Tony Vision on YouTube.
Yo, what's up, world? This is Cool 187 above the law in the building. And you're tuned in to Roadium Radio with my man Tony A. the Wizard.
What's up? This is Darren Vegas. You're on Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard. Real West Coast hip hop history right here.
Yo, what up? Sleepy Malo in the house here at the Roadium Radio with my boy Tony A. the Wizard, giving us our voice back. One of the realest motherfuckers I know.
What's up, homie? Show me Frankie Quinones, a.k.a. Creeper from Cholo P. And you're listening to Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio. That's what's up right there.
Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's Cujo the Savage. I'm right here with Tony A. the Wizard, Roadium Radio. Everybody stay tuned, man. It's a motherfucking hit.
Yo, shout out to Roadium Radio, Tony A. the Wizard, your boy Pablo Nunez right here in the studio. Be about it, people.
¿Qué onda, muchacho? Ahí viene este miro. King with the Black Sican and Negrito de Los Angelitos, and you're checking out that Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard.
¿Qué hubo, Raza? This is Wicked from the Brown Side here on Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard. You know.
What up? It's your homeboy Infinite TGM, chilling with Tony A. the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Make sure you guys go check that out.
What's good? It's your boy Spanky Loco, and you tuning in to Roadium Radio with that motherfucking legend, Mr. Tony A. You know what time it is, West.
Hey, what up? This is Rebello the Dawn.
And this is Dominator.
And we came straight from the 805 ready to slap that motherfucking meat on your grill, bitch.
Rodium Radio, Central Coast Click.
What up?
What up with it? This your boy OG Magoo, Los Angeles Airburst artist. Big chillin' on site with the homie Tony the Wizard on Roadium Radio. All gas, no brakes. Let's get it.
Man, you know, listening to LA Icon, man, right here live with Tony A, the motherfucking Wizard on Roadium Radio.
What's up? This is A.DA, the Spanish Fly, with that reintroduction right here on Roadium Radio with my boy, the Wizard, Tony A.
Yeah, what up? It's Spanish Fly MC, Big MOC, Mr. Most MC, on the Roadium Radio Show, baby, with Tony A, the Grand Wizard. Let's go.
Johnny B from Spanish Fly on Roadium Radio. Your one and only Theo with the giant Cheeto.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Trish Toledo, and I'm over here with Tony A at Roadium Radio. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday and Sunday at 7 p.m.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Blanca. Bobby D presents Uncle Smith's Army. Chilling right here at Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard. Make sure you tune in Wednesdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. on YouTube.
What up, West Coast and all hip-hop fans? This is your girl, Violet Brown, and I'm here with Tony A, the Wizard.
Yo, this is Daniel Jones, the D to the motherfucking G Media Clips. Here with your boy, Tony A, the Wizard on the Roadium Radio Show.
Check 1 2 1 2. This is Roger Live, and you are in tune to the sounds of Tony A, the Wizard on Roadium Radio West Coast.
And welcome back, everyone, to Roadium Radio episode 205. And we're not going to bullshit anymore. We're just going to go ahead and jump right back into it with Emilio Rojas.
Yes, sir.
Emilio, for some reason, a lot of people think you're white.
I don't know, man. It's cool. I don't get followed in stores.
Not.
It's fucked up, but
he don't get followed.
White privilege is real. Let me tell you.
Right. Now, if I'm correct, you have family from Venezuela?
Yeah, my father's from Caracas.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever have problems or when people ask you, when you go to record labels and they find out you're Latino, we want you to do reggaeton?
First of all, they don't find out. Like, my name gives it away, so they knew the whole time, right? And it's like they always want me to do records of Daddy Yankee or Wisin y Yandel.
Oh, okay.
Because there's this thing with the I don't know if you've seen all the Latinx stuff and all. The Latin market doesn't really have a space, the urban market doesn't have a space for homegrown Latinos, right?
Okay.
It's only the exotic ones. So you have artists like J Balvin, Bad Bunny, Maluma, et cetera, that are killing it, right?
Yes.
But they're exotic. They're marketed as from out of this country, but nobody really gives the credit to the American-born, first generation children of Hispanic parents or whatever,
Good
it's just
point.
a thing.
Yeah. So when they ask you, we want you to do reggaeton, what do you tell them?
Cut the check. I mean, it just depends, I like to be creative. So I was just in Phoenix recording with a friend of mine, and he's a big reggaeton artist, and a bunch of the producers I work with do a lot of Spanish music. So they're always with Farruko and all these other artists. So there's definitely I respect Latin culture, and I love salsa music. So I'm open-minded. I'll do a lot of things. So,
okay,
if it sounds good.
What about corridos or Jenny 69? Have you heard that song yet?
I'm not really familiar with that. I'm from the East Coast. We don't really play those out there.
Okay, good. Stay away from it.
I saw it on Twitter. It was a thing.
Yeah, stay away from that.
She looks good though, right? She's hot.
Yeah, she's cool.
Cool.
The best the money can buy, from what people tell me.
Oh, she's a builder girl, a builder broad.
That's what they tell me. I don't know, but that's what they tell me. So if you're watching, don't be mad at me.
Her kids don't look anything like her and shit. It's y'all don't have the same genetics.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now, if I'm correct, according to your bio, but I want you to fill it in. You started out with doing mixtapes.
Yeah, I did a bunch of tapes. I did a tape with Travis Barker's Famous Stars and Straps, me and DJ Green Lantern, who's a legendary DJ.
Yes.
We did one with Billionaire Boys Club, which is Pharrell's clothing company as well. Me and DJ Camilo did a mixtape called No Shame, No Regrets.
Okay.
I think. I have a bunch of mixtapes. I don't know. I have a lot.
Right. Okay.
So I'm a little foggy. I probably should have read my own bio, to be honest with you.
It's all good.
Yeah.
So when your first one was released, okay, do you remember the responses that you were getting?
Yeah, people fucked with it,
Okay.
It was the blog era, right at the end of the blog era. So people fucked with it because I rap for real, and
yes.
I'm one of those few artists that could rap for real that could actually make a good song out of it, unfortunately it seems to be one or the other, and not to toot my own horn, but I write good hooks and good verses, not just one or the other. So I got a lot of love and I was getting a lot of support. So I was pretty blessed. People fucked with it.
I was looking at the comments during the live chat during the breaks, and it was okay, this fool can actually spit. I looked him up. There was a couple of people saying that.
Thanks guys.
One thing about being out here, and I'm sure it's probably in the East Coast,
right.
When somebody comes out, whether it's this podcast or any other podcast, they'll do the homework. Oh, this fool's whack, or that fool can spit, or whatever. No, but they're saying you can spit. And it's funny, man, because even though I've interviewed a lot of rappers, there are few people that I've interviewed that people had nothing but good to say about, no negativity.
Right.
And you're actually one of them. Nobody said anything negative about you.
Let them come with it. I'm open. Yeah. We could talk. I mean, it's all good. We here.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's good. That's good to know.
Now, would you consider yourself, and again, I like to ask rap questions because I'm not a rapper. Just I don't know if you're a DJ or ever dabbled in it, but you could ask me any DJ question and I can answer it because I'm a DJ. I've been DJ since the 80s. So would you consider yourself a battle rapper?
No, I'm not a battle rapper. I battled when I was in high school, in lunch.
Okay.
Yeah, I was never I never stood in front of a crowd and dissed somebody on a stage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's never really been my thing.
Now, you were sharing with us off camera that, if I'm correct, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, your third mixtape, that's the one I want to talk about. I guess it was going to be released or signed through Violator.
Okay, so we were, at the time, we released our second mixtape. I had like a lot of press coverage. So like Rick Ross had reached out, T.I. had reached out. Pretty much I was getting pause. I was getting contacted, that's the right word, that's the less sus word, by a lot of like the A-list and high-level artists at the time. And we ended up going into a management partnership with Violator and Chris Lighty. For people who don't know, Violator is like a legendary hip-hop. It was a label at some point, and then it just turned into a management company. They managed CeeLo, Busta Rhymes, Yo Gotti, 50 Cent, Missy Elliott, Diddy.
Wow.
Yeah, like this. Chris was a star maker. You know, like if you fucked with Chris, you were gonna do some dope shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had something in my eye. And you know, we had just entered into a partnership. I was working on a project with him. And then the day that we were supposed to meet to talk about releasing, like marketing the project, rolling it out, I got an email from his assistant asking if we could push the meeting back a couple hours. So I was like, yeah, sure, cool. So I went outside. I was on my block, like on my stoop, and I lived like on a heavy drug block in the Heights at the time. So I was just chilling with the dope boys and shit. And then I get another email. Actually, we can't get a hold of Chris. Can we push the meeting to next Tuesday because it was a long weekend, so Monday was off. So I was like, yeah, sure, cool. Gave me more time to like fine tune records and shit because I wanted to impress Chris, you know. Of
course.
He was just a legend. And I'm chilling again for a couple hours, and I go inside, and I didn't have my phone with me, and I go and my phone was plugged in upstairs, and I just start scrolling through Twitter, and all I see on Twitter is R.I.P. baby Chris, R.I.P. baby Chris. So while I was supposed to be in his office talking about the marketing for that project, they found Chris dead in his backyard of a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head.
Wow.
I mean, there are still, you know, conflicting stories. Some people don't necessarily subscribe to the suicide.
Right.
They think there was something else going on. But, I mean, that was the official report. And I had just talked to him the night before. It was crazy, you know. It was like, yeah, it was crazy. I had his number. I had talked to him the night before, and I had our last conversation in my phone, like, probably for like 3 years without closing the thread. Just never shut it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild. And I still keep in touch with everybody from Violator that I was working with at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so that's the way pretty much the story just ended, that, then he committed suicide.
I mean, I don't know how the story ended, you know? Like, the records that we were doing, like, my story obviously isn't over yet, you know? And I don't really deal with death well.
Same here.
Yeah, it might be selfish, but like I don't really fuck with funerals, and
yeah,
it's just not my thing, you know. Like I'd rather like I'll see you afterwards, you know. Like I'll see you later, bro. And like I'm sorry, you know, respect to the dead, but it's not one of the things I could personally cope with. So
no, whenever I've gone lately, I'll sit in the back and I won't even look up to where the casket is. I won't.
Yeah.
And that's if I go, bro.
There's a lot of secondhand emotional trauma at funerals. Like it's a heavy environment.
Yeah.
You know, and I got a lot of other things that are weighing on my head, and I know it's selfish, but like I don't feel like I'm established enough in my life to not be selfish about certain things. So I make choices for my mental health.
Okay. So that happened. So unfortunately, you know, that sucks to hear.
I mean, rest in peace. He was a legend. I mean, it was a loss for me, but it was a bigger loss for hip hop and his family. He left family behind and a daughter. And
how about, if you can remember, how old was he?
He would have to have been his like late 40s, early 50s.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. And so what happens next for you as far as your career?
So my day-to-day manager at the time took over my management. He was my manager before we brought Chris in, so there was like a little friction when I brought Chris in to co-manage.
Okay.
He thought I was trying to cut him out, so when I rehired him to just take over my entire managerial situation, that friction still existed. I ended up signing a label deal that wasn't the most advantageous. I'm going to try to be diplomatic. It it wasn't the best situation for what I was and the resources that I had access to. And then later I learned that, you know, he had leveraged the deal that I signed into a position for himself with the label.
Oh.
So
wow.
he was, like, basically he wanted a job, and for him to get the job, I had to sign some records away. So that happened. And then, you know, there was a lot of miscommunication that was going on. Like, I was communicating through my management, or my manager who worked for the label, who I didn't realize was being like a shady motherfucker. I was communicating to him that I was doing records and I wanted to get budgets open to promote these records. And then I was getting feedback from him saying that the label was turning down all our budget requests, which made no sense, right?
Right.
And then a couple years later, I found out from talking to the president of the label that he was never even asked, like, for any budgets for marketing or any PR. He didn't even realize I was recording. He thought I was, like, grieving. So he thought I wasn't working on records. My manager was telling me that the label was telling me no. So it's just like this huge, I don't know if it was intentional. Maybe he thought that the label was saying no. I don't know. I can't speak to that. I'm not going to say,
right,
you know, with any sort of 100% certainty that, you know, there was, like, malicious intent. But it definitely feels like it could have been some fuck shit. So, you know, and I haven't seen him since. I mean, I can't say that I wouldn't react violently if I saw him right now. You know, it's just one of those things. You know, I had to be in the situation.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be cool, man. I did yoga yesterday, so I'll see how long the fucking Zen lasts.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you never know. He may just ask you for a double shot of Patron.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
You introduce him to Kevin Bacon. They could get Footloose. You feel me? Was Kevin Bacon in Footloose?
Yeah, that was his ass.
That was a bar, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
We out here.
Yeah, he was wearing some old ass clothes too.
Of course, that's why he needed your Patron, bro. Fuck.
Shit. Okay, look.
Yeah, so that's my little sad story.
At one point, I had a manager too. I was just production and DJing.
Right.
And I was asking him for budgets. I said, I want to work with these groups. Do you think you can give us some demo budgets? Instead of asking.
Cut the records.
Yeah, and he was like, oh yeah, let me ask. This motherfucker will forget about me. A week or two later, ring, ring, ring.
Bro, the business people fuck up the music, bro. Every time. The lawyers fuck it up.
Yes. So 3 weeks later, dude, like, they did, they said no.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
He didn't ask, probably.
No, he didn't. And I asked 3 different times. Okay, so this time what I did, I just lied and I just got into the label and I said, hey, what's up? I would say, I don't want to say his name. Hey, Scott, you know, how you doing? You know, so-and-so manages me. Oh, yeah, come on in, man. Haven't seen you in a long time. What have you been working on?
Wow. And
I said, well, I got 3 groups I want to work with. I said, and I've been asking so-and-so to ask you guys, because I'm signed here for demo budgets. Sure, how much do you need?
This is crazy.
And I said, you know what? I need you to call so-and-so.
Tell me he's fired.
No, and just tell him that you're going to give me this money and it's not going to go through him. Can you do that? Because for everything, everything's going to go through your manager. And I was like, I'm cutting this guy out now.
You should have.
And he says, okay, all right. Anyway, this guy who gave me the okay is Dr. Dre's attorney now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he goes, all right, I'll talk to him and whatever. I said, I want his ass out. And I did all my budgets, bro. I got all my budgets.
Yeah. But it's crazy. Nothing happens for free.
Yeah.
You know, recording doesn't happen for free. Videos don't happen for free. Marketing, PR,
right.
None of that shit happens for free.
So my whole thing is like, bro, you're supposed to be managing me.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
It's for some money for him.
Yeah,
he doesn't like money? Crazy, bro.
So I guess, again, but you kind of spoke on that already. It's like, why wouldn't he ask for you? Again, but you said you can't answer that.
Yeah.
You know, but like you said, you know, if you ever saw his ass, you never know.
I think with him, with my manager, it was like a situation where he didn't want to make the ask, and then the records underperform and him look like an asshole to his new boss. Or I just think there was a little bit of, you know, unresolved resentment there from the situation with the co-management before. So he was like working from a position of spite, or he just misunderstood it. It could be one of those 3 scenarios. All of them deserve an ass beating. So it's like, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Now, say a youngster's listening and he's just about to sign with a manager. Is there any type of wisdom that you can give him to look out for, or any type of a motivation and encouragement that you would tell a youngster today? But like, you know how we say to each other, if I would have known this back then,
right?
Let's kick a little knowledge to them. Like, what should they look for, or what type of advice would you give a youngster trying to get into the business right now?
I mean, you gotta educate yourself on anything that you're involved in, you know, and that don't read a book, you know, like a book on management. It's gonna be antiquated.
It's probably written by somebody who ripped people off.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like it's one of those things that you just have to, you know, like make sure you start like an email with like a password that all of you have, and that's the way you communicate. And you know, you want to be like, if there's a label call, you want to make sure it's on a conference line and you could beep in. Make sure you're BCC'd or CC'd in every business email that goes
important.
out.
Yes.
You just want to be aware, you know, don't be hands off. And that doesn't mean you have to be out there like banging on like people's doors and shit yourself, because you want to have that insulation between you and whatever business opportunities are presenting themselves. But you want to keep people in check, you know, and you want somebody who's highly motivated. It doesn't matter how many relationships they have. You want them to carry themselves well and be able to walk out of a room with people liking them. You know, like Vega was on earlier and he managed, like I knew Vega before he was managing artists, and Vega's a likable dude.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like he'll be good in a managerial situation. I haven't ever had a conflict with Vega, but I'm sure if there was like an issue where he needed to resolve something for his artist, he would be able to do it, you know? And
right. You know,
fuck you, Vega, though. I'm not going to be too nice to Vega right now.
Years
Don't
ago,
get gas, Vega.
Years ago, I had a guy that wanted to manage me. And I swore, maybe I shouldn't have, but I judged him by the clothes he was wearing. Number one, the clothes he was wearing looked like he got them from the second fucking hand store.
Right.
Second, the guy was wearing a fucking toupee.
Oh, yeah, get that guy out of here.
Yeah, and I was like, bro, come on, bro. You can still see the fuck where the dog got hit, you know, on his fucking, on his head. And I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good.
Yeah, you got to look presentable. Nobody's going to think you're going to make them money if you don't look like you have enough money to even buy an outfit.
Yeah, he had a pin. You remember old school penny loafers?
Yeah.
Okay, I could tell that these were pleather, like they weren't leather.
Right.
Like these were like, and his shoes were leaning. Like I was like, nah, bro.
Oh, shit,
like,
yeah, the lowriders.
well, you know, I helped break in this group, and I wanted to say, yeah, I can tell.
Maybe he was on some Steve Jobs shit, bro. He just didn't give a fuck.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
For us, like those things are status symbols, you know. Like we wear the Gucci and shit because we came from nothing. It's like, yo, look what I got.
Yeah.
But if you already had that, you don't give a fuck.
Right. Exactly.
But fuck that anyways. Put some Gucci on, bro. You represented me. Walk into the meeting right.
Exactly, bro.
You feel
Something.
Me? Yeah. Dirty
okay.
Ass.
Okay. So now, what did you end up putting out after that with your manager? Did you guys just end up parting ways?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't actually fire him. It was just like, you ever broken up with a girl and just like really passive aggressively, just never really talked to her?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like I just ghosted. We ghosted each other, you know? It was like a mutual ghost.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and then, yeah, fuck that guy, bro. He, I think he has like a label actually right now. I'm not gonna give out too much information. I don't care if he's listening. He could fight me. I'll beat his ass. Yeah, he's not gonna fight me anyways. And nobody's gonna ride for him either. Fuck that guy. So yeah, we parted ways. I ended up putting out a record that was co-produced by Illmind.
Okay.
Called Life Got in the Way, which was probably like one of my favorite projects that I ever put out. Like kind of told my story.
Okay. Now when you say co-producer, that means you did production as well?
It was entirely like he gave me the beats, and then we had like a bunch of additional like instruments added. I was working with these kids called the Donuts. They work a lot like with DJ Khalil and Bacon, who did like a lot of the Kendrick records, a lot of Periscope stuff. So like it's a super dope, really really slick, well produced project.
Okay,
it's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you said Bacon, the only guy that I could name Bacon was a guy named Robert Bacon.
Oh, okay. Or Kevin Bacon, who got you for some fucking.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's the wrong Bacon, but
Canadian Bacon.
Yeah, it was that motherfucker, bro. And I took a picture with a razor, turned it around.
You got your whole face that time?
Yeah,
or no?
a half a face.
Nice. Other half at least you could put it together. Nice.
But fuck, I forgot the other Bacon's name. What did I just say?
Whatever. It's
Robert Bacon. Yeah.
Robert
Anyways.
Bacon.
Yeah, he put a lot of shit for Quick. He's more of a bass player, a lot of shit. So when you said Bacon, that's what I thought it was.
No, this dude, he worked a lot with, I mean, I never worked with Bacon, but the kids I worked with worked a lot with Bacon.
Okay.
So like that's just to give you like a reference to like the sound. It was like that DJ Khalil. It had like that Dre, almost that Dre-esque like post-production vibe, like where everything like felt like it had moments, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, it was really slick.
You know what? Let's go on the rabbit trail real quick.
Okay.
Do you watch Drink Champs?
I have seen a few, yes.
Okay. I seen one.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not trying to diss anybody, bro, but it really pissed me off because I saw Fat Joe on there. I'm a fan of Fat Joe.
Me too.
I'm just not a fan of the color of that he's been coloring his beard lately.
Oh, it's like auburn.
Yeah, it's like, dude, we
You
all
can't
know
even call it red or brown. It's auburn.
Yeah, like, bro, we all know it's not real, homie. Slow the fuck down. You know, so he was on there and he was talking about DJ Khaled, okay? And he said, DJ Khaled is our new version of Quincy Jones Jr., you know, Quincy Jones, that's what he said. And he was explaining why he felt that. And
I mean, with Joe and Khaled, I don't know much, but I know they're always together. So like, I'm gonna talk the homies up all the time. So.
Right. Are you a fan of DJ Khaled?
Yeah, I mean, DJ Khaled puts together great records. I don't know like his actual creative role outside of like the conceptualizing of them.
Right, right.
But like, I don't have anything against the guy. He's funny.
No, I don't have nothing against him. I just didn't like that he was comparing DJ Khaled.
Yeah, it's a false equivalence for sure.
Yeah.
Like Quincy Jones gave us Thriller. You know, he plays the piano and shit. Yeah, I don't know.
Frank Sinatra, a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I don't know if All We Do Is Win is Thriller.
Yeah.
You know, I like All We Do Is Win.
Yeah.
Everybody's hands go. You know what I mean? But
it's like this. One guy that was here, and I love the dude who said this, but I just didn't agree with his statement. And we didn't argue, but I just said, bro, you're fucking off. He said that Too Short is a phenomenal rapper.
Too Short is entertaining.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna just say that.
Yeah, and he just said he's a phenomenal rapper, and I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Off camera, I just don't.
Blowjob Betty is one of the greatest storytelling songs of all time.
Oh,
what can we say?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. Okay, so now, as we're coming to the close of our interview, let me ask you a few more questions. What are you working on? When can people expect something from Emilio Rojas? I know you said nothing this year. We got a couple of more months.
Yeah, so I'm wrapping up 2022. I want to be like major content every other week. Okay. So we're shooting like probably 8 or 9 videos for the year. I'd say 3 projects.
Okay.
You know, I'm fully independent now, and like I've been trying to buy my back catalog, my masters from the old label I was signed to, because people make offers. Like I have 100 million streams in my catalog, so it's like it's worth money, and it's like I want my fucking money, but I can't get anybody on the phone. So fuck it, I'm just gonna build the new catalog and get money for that one.
Wow,
so,
100 million streams.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this one has equivalent or more.
Yeah, man.
You know, that's the goal. But I just want to build a catalog. You know, release like 30 to 40 records this upcoming year. Some projects. We'll be on tour probably second quarter.
Okay.
Vega needs to stop bullshitting with my Texas run.
Right.
Especially, you see how I was fucking sucking up to him earlier, Paul?
Yes.
This motherfucker back there, bro. This motherfucker. See him sighing? Don't sigh back there, bro.
He's just busting your balls, bro. all good, man. Okay, now let me ask you this. On your up-and-coming projects, let's talk about production. Who's producing for you?
So I've been working a lot with those kids from Miami. They're called Playback. Kato, DJ Hoppa. My homie Nate Brush, Beast. I might do some records with Green Lantern.
Okay.
Just depends. I don't know. It just depends on like who I'm in the studio with. It's not all set in stone. But I like to just work with the homies, you know. I'm not like chasing down any producer specifically, or you know, I'll probably throw some big features out there too.
Okay. Yeah. Now this is just me because I think a lot of old school artists did this. I think they should bring this back. Do you ever plan on touring or with a DJ?
Yeah, I love touring with a DJ.
Okay.
Because there's nothing more annoying than giving your like stuff to another DJ and he doesn't know your drops. He's like back there hyping you up. It's like, bro, like this is a sad song. Why are you saying put your motherfucking hands up? Like, bro, like you're doing
make
too
some
much.
noise.
Yeah, like, actually quiet. You know, like it's just that shit's whack. So it's good to have somebody who understands the dynamics of your show.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. 2 questions. If you can work with a producer, whether he's alive or deceased, you had a choice. I want to do a fucking album with that guy. Who would that
Quincy Jones. Let's just bring it. We're going to do Thriller Part 2.
Hell yeah, Quincy Jones.
The sequel, Thriller.
Now, an artist, if you get to work with 3 artists, present and or deceased.
Okay.
If you could do 3 songs, one with each, who would it be? It doesn't have to be rap. You could pick anybody.
All right, I'm gonna say I've been listening to a lot of Fleetwood Mac lately.
Okay.
So I don't know why, but I think Landslide, like, it just hits me in the heart. You know, it's a fucking emotional journey. So we're gonna take that. Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac. I'm gonna take. I'm weird, bro. If you go through my iTunes, the shit is real spooky in there. I'm not gonna lie. So I've been listening to a lot of opera, bro.
Yes.
So I'm gonna put the 3 tenors on some shit.
Okay.
Okay. When Pavarotti hits that high C, bro, and Nessun Dorma, that shit is crazy. So we're gonna hit that high C, that whole fucking, it's crazy. So we're gonna do that. And then for hip hop's sake, I'm gonna put Pun out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That'll work. Man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. See,
some weird shit. We'll do some, you know.
Yeah. See, to me, I'm weird because if I was a rapper, here's what I would do. One of them, I would definitely want to do something with Bob Marley.
Okay.
Second, Marvin Gaye.
Facts, that's tight.
The third one, believe it or not, Jim Morrison from The Doors.
Okay. That's my Stevie Nicks. It's like the weird, like, white music.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. The Doors is my shit, bro. Like, see, but here's the bad thing about the fucking Doors. That every time I either watch the movie or I bump them, I want to get fucking drunk, just like him.
I do acid.
I just want to get drunk, like, to you, Jim. You know. But anyways, brother, anything I didn't ask you, anything...
man, whatever you wanted to talk about, we're good, bro.
Okay, well, you know,
I appreciate your time, man. We're good.
Well, I appreciate yours as well, but a lot of times I don't know if there's something specifically that you want to promote, or you want to push, you want to, you know.
Right now, no. Just, make sure you follow me on Spotify.
Okay, Spotify and
Emilio Rojas. Sound it out in Spanish.
Okay, what about YouTube? Do you have a YouTube page?
Same thing. It's all my name.
Everywhere. Okay, all platforms. Emilio Rojas. Your Instagram is up. If they don't say it it's on the screen, right. And then it'll be on the description where they can go and follow you as well. Cool. Now, let's just say if somebody wants to book you, or
there's management contact that doesn't steal from me in my new bio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so go to your Instagram, go to his bio, contact management.
Yep.
Now, what if there's a producer that says, you know what, I like your shit, I bump your shit, I want to submit some tracks, same thing?
Okay, so I'm really weird about that. I just like working with my friends.
Okay.
I don't like getting tracks through the email or anything like that. Like, this is about, like, energy, you know? Music is like an extension of my energy, so.
Okay.
I know that was like real fucking, like, crystal in my pockety, but there's no crystals in my pocket. I like vibing with people in the studio.
That's dope. And I believe that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Are you open for features?
Right now, no.
Okay.
I'm sure I haven't done features in like a year. I'm not trying to have a bunch of co-mains on my Spotify before I roll everything out.
Okay. So, what if somebody says, hey, I got a dope song. Would you rap on my song? I'll pay you.
I mean, no, I don't need money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's dope, man. You know, one thing that I love about your answer, that you're not impressed by money.
Yeah, I don't need it.
It's the same thing with me, bro. I'm not a millionaire and I'm not a thousandaire. But one thing with me, when somebody says, I'll pay you this much to DJ for me, I'm cool.
Yeah, if I like the song, then we'll talk. It's not about a bag. I don't need a bag.
Okay. All good, man.
Yeah.
Other than that, brother, you want to give any shout outs or anything?
What's up, Mom? I love you. That's it. She probably, actually, my mom just learned how to use Instagram, so I hope she's not watching, bro. I cursed a lot. So I'm going to get a text. Yeah, I love my mom.
All good. Shit. Emilio Rojas, I want to tell you thank you once again for your time, for giving me the honor and the pleasure to sit down with you. Hopefully it's not our last time, brother.
Yeah, bro, you're a legend. You know? I definitely appreciate the time, bro.
Thank you, my bro. Thank you. Other than that, let me give my shout outs. Once again, Alex Cervantes, Cervantes Enterprise. You can follow him at 81 Cervantes Enterprise. If you got a hoop that needs to be fixed, hit him up. Give him the promo code Roadium Radio. He'll give you a discount. And I'm just playing. And my son, B. Scanless, for helping me promote this. It's B. Scanless, it's not Be Nice. And then Anthony, the hip hop Jedi, who always uses the force inappropriately. Then I'm going to give a shout out to, once again, to Smoothvega, XB Valentine, and then the producer, Bree Handy. Bree? Just Bree. Bree's in the motherfucking building. XB's about to blow up, everybody. Make sure you guys go follow her, okay? Smoothvega, once again, thank you for all the stories. And once again, go to his YouTube page and check out all them interviews. Once again, Emilio Rojas, much love, much success. I wish you nothing but the best, brother. And we'll see you guys. No, I'm not going to promote that. Sunday, I got a special guest. So we out of here.
You got it.